forces, Ukrainian officials finding makeshift prisons, alleging that they served as torture chambers.
A dank basement behind the local supermarket in Kozacha Lopan. This National Guard commander asked to be identified just as Vitali for security reasons. Tells an AP team prisoners of war were held here and interrogated. President Vladimir Zelensky says more than 10 torture chambers have been found in liberated areas in the Kharkiv region. And he says the Russians left behind the devices they used, including electrical wires. Burial sites are being excavated, most notably in the city of Izium, where Ukrainian officials say more than 440 graves have been found, some bodies showing signs of violent deaths. Zelensky vows to identify all who carried it out. I'm Ben Thomas.
Breaking news and analysis at townhall.com. The European Union's executive branch recommends withholding a huge amount of aid to Hungary.
The European Commission is concerned about democratic backsliding and the possible mismanagement of EU money. Union Budget Commissioner Johannes Hahn says despite measures Hungary has proposed to address the deficiencies, the Commission is recommending the suspension of funds amounting to an estimated amount of 7.5 billion euros. Hungary has until November 19th to address the concern.
That's correspondent Jeremy House. Ukrainian officials say a Russian missile strike has hit just 300 yards from a nuclear power plant in the country's south. The Ukrainian Defense Ministry calls the attack an act of nuclear terrorism. Ukraine's atomic energy operator says the strike just after midnight hit an industrial complex but did not affect the plant's reactors. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel said, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio. Yeah!
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy Monday, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to it.
Yeah.
You're happy it's Monday?
Nah, it's fine.
Hope everyone had a good weekend.
Yeah, it was nice.
Do anything exciting?
Not really. No, just
You worked Saturday.
Yeah, I worked a little bit Saturday. Did the event out there at Nissan. That was a good turnout.
Good.
Yeah, it was overall a good weekend. But other than that, I just kind of tried to hustle a bit. Get things done, and hide also.
Nice. Well, good. Well, yeah. Well, thank you for filling in Friday for
absolutely.
us.
Absolutely.
I actually have to go to El Paso again Thursday afternoon, so I'm going to do the show Thursday
Right.
and then book it to El Paso right afterwards.
So we didn't have any positive news as far as like a return?
No. Actually, Kim is going into work for a little bit today.
Really?
She's,
okay.
She's cleared to drive.
Cool.
She's going to kind of soft work this week and probably full go back in next week.
Okay.
Her
wound?
Cut, whatever you call it, wound, whatever it is infected.
Oh.
So that's why we have to go back. She's on some pretty hefty antibiotics, and she's got a regime of peroxide and saline that she's got to do. And then, but they want to look at it again Thursday. So I got to drive her back up there Thursday. and then we'll have to go in about a month for another CAT scan. And the CAT scan looked good. They said there's a little bit up there. They're hoping will get absorbed in the next couple weeks, but other than that, everything's good. Other than the cut's infected.
Sure.
And it's in. She made a big deal. Why didn't you tell me? It's like, well, we had 2 other doctors look at it. No, it's mine. Right. You know, kind of deal. But but anyway,
well, that's not great, but it's good that she's sort of getting back to semi-normalcy.
Yeah. So she's going to go into the office for a little bit today, and I believe she's going to meet me here to join us. Of course, I don't know if we talked at all about it on the radio, but I don't know if Miss Eunice is part of our family.
I think we mentioned it briefly on Thursday.
Jean Dow and Lana, that's Lana's mother, Jean's mother-in-law. You know, a longtime part of the family. She passed away last week, so they are having a memorial service for her this morning after the show today. So we're going to all hit that, but I think she's going to meet me here for that.
Okay.
I think, unless work prevents it.
Sure.
But yeah. So good news for the most part on all of that. So yeah, all good. So, but yeah, well, I'll go back. So right after the show to Thursday, I'll be heading back to El Paso, but we'll come back that night, and I guess Friday's going to be a long day for me.
If you need to take the day, man, I mean, it's
Friday. So
I understand. You need to take like the morning, for example, and come in the afternoon or something.
We might. We'll talk about that.
Gotta love how we talk this baseball out in the air.
That's where I do all of my work, here on the morning show.
Here in the toilet. That's where I get the most thinking done.
Me and Lyndon Johnson, we do all of our work on the toilet.
That's right. What was that old saying? Hey, LBJ, how many poops did you take today? And that's how it went.
I still will never forget. This is me being the radiophile. Growing up listening to, all these radio shows and things. But one of the shows I listened to growing up, they had some audio. I guess it was like White House phone recordings or whatever of President Lyndon B. Johnson, like ordering pants.
I've heard this clip. And the whole time he's got like acid reflux or something, so he's like burping through the whole thing.
Yeah.
And he's talking about how he needs his pants taken out
in the crotch.
In the crotch region.
Oh, and he's talking about his sack.
Literally,
and you're just like, what?
Talking to the CEO of the Hagar Slacks Company.
Yeah. It's a great recording.
I want to get that. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna try.
I'm sure it's on the internet somewhere.
Is it clean? I think it's. No, you know what?
It's got a couple words that are a little salty for radio.
He does talk about his pots a bit.
I believe the term he uses in he uses both these words, but he puts them together. But something to do with like planter's nuts and the bag in which they come in.
Yep.
Yes, that's what he's talking about. So it's kind of funny.
It's not baby nut that we're talking about either.
Exactly. So yeah, it's a great clip. It's I remember hearing it.
I forgot about that too.
Yeah,
that's a fantastic.
So I always
clip.
think of that when I think of bathroom and conducting business. I think of President LBJ. But anyway, happy Monday.
You gotta respect a man who knows how he prefers his slacks.
Well, I think he was also notorious for like being on the John and talking and meeting with people and be, like, come on in, I don't care. Pop squad, I'm here trying to.
You might want to wave off that door a little bit.
Yeah, light a match on your way in. But so happy Monday. But good update for the most part for Ken there, but just that little infection there. So off we go to El Paso once again. So kind of getting used to that trip now. Not liking it, but getting used to it.
It's like the El Paso hospital has like an inn with like the Chevron people. They're like, we're going to get people to drive maybe once a week.
Yeah.
Burn a good tank of gas.
Exactly. Pretty soon I'm going to go through that Border Patrol. Like, Mike, how you doing?
I know, right?
How's it going?
Sir?
Back through again, huh? Yeah. Hey, what are you doing? But, yeah, all good. So, but let me give you the rundown for today's show.
Ah, yes.
We're going to replay an interview this hour. Did you play anything with Terry Delgado from Mexico Senior Olympics?
Believe we did. But that's I'm sure it's fine.
Okay, well, we're going to play that this hour.
Okay.
Their event's tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
Out at the Recreation Center. So we'll play that for you. Elliot Rodriguez with Lone Depot is going to join us in the 8 o'clock hour, about 8:15. Give us an update on what he's got going on, talk about the housing market, and, of course, all he does to help people put them in their dream of home ownership.
Indeed.
And then in the 9 o'clock hour, about 9:15, Jason Burke and the fellas from our local Roswell VFW post 12184 are going to join us, give us an update on what's going on with the VFW post here in town. Talk about probably Veterans Parade, which is coming up here in November, which is not next month, but almost next month.
Right.
And
Pert near.
yeah, adjacent. Next month, adjacent. And we'll just get that update from them, too, as well. And, of course, we'll have all of your hourly features that include the news of the local, national variety, Town Hall Wall Street business update, and whatever else we can come up with for today's show. Cowboys fans are happy. They're already thinking they're going back to Super Bowl with Cooper Rush.
That's you gotta love
They got the big win
the
there.
optimism.
Yeah.
You're like, we're 2 weeks in.
Washington beat
kids.
themselves.
Yeah.
Our quarterback's not the problem. Coaching was yesterday, and defense was a problem yesterday.
Really?
People are mad at Carson Wentz. I'm like, that guy was balling as much as that guy can ball. It was the defense let them down, and I don't know what the heck the coach was thinking on half his calls, but we lost.
We're feeling it out. It's still early in the season. We're just kind of feeling it out.
Yeah, they're a team that's bad, but you can see potential. You know, you're like, all right, they ain't got it act together yet, but I can see like glimmers of greatness coming out of this if they get their act together. And we'll see. That's yet to be determined.
Yeah.
But I see potential.
Still too early to start talking smack, but I will say that we did get our new the new Cowboy shirts in with the 92.9 the brand logo.
Oh, how they look?
Exactly the same. Exactly the same,
All
just
right.
with the new tour schedule. So
Well, they're
yeah.
probably more popular now that they won this weekend.
So we've got those shirts. If, say, for example, you need like a chamois for your car, or like an extra set of cloth diapers for your baby, we've got those shirts in stock. So just let us know, and we'll get you set up with 5 or 6 of them.
Yeah, there you go. We can get those lined up for you. But did you give away a lot Saturday?
Something, well, 2 or 3. Something to like, if let's say you're walking your dog in the park and they poop on the sidewalk, you've got that Cowboy shirt. You can clean it up and then just
there you go.
Yeah, they're handy. Keep like 6 of them in your pocket, and then you can just
exactly
take your dog on a nice long walk.
That's what I do with them. I wash the car with mine. But,
sop up messes around the house.
Actually, I got to get my stash to give away to my in-laws.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody gets every year I get my father-in-law one of the Cowboy shirts, and usually my wife gets one because they're the Cowboys fans that I know that care. So,
well, we'll get you one.
There you go.
We'll make sure that at least 2 of them are set aside.
There you go, because you'll never catch me in one. It is 7:15. Let's go ahead and get you up to date on the weather. Nothing earth-shattering on the weather here. Pretty atypical weather for us this week.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Looks like all the moist air will stay to our west for now at least, so we get dry weather today, lots of sunshine and pretty warm. Afternoon highs will top out at around 90. Could be a little bit breezy during the afternoon hours. Clear tonight, down to 65. We're in the low 90s with sunshine again on Tuesday, getting a little bit warmer for Wednesday with mid-90s and sunshine. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 70 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity's at 71%. Winds currently out of the southwest at 5 miles per hour. Sunny today. 92 expected for a high with south winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. Clear skies tonight. Looking at an overnight low of 67 degrees. Winds will be out of the south at 5 to 10 miles per hour. For you Tuesday, sunny. Looks like a high of 91 tomorrow. South winds 5 to 15. Tomorrow night, mostly clear. Overnight low of 65 degrees with south winds 5 to 15. Wednesday, more of the same. Sunny, 92. South winds 5 to 10. Sensing a pattern here. And then looking at the rest of the week, Thursday, sunny, high of 91. Friday, sunny, high of 92. And for the weekend, Saturday, sunny, 92. Sunny and 89 on Sunday. So a little bit cooler there. But, yeah, sunny, low 90s. Pretty much our theme for this whole week here. All right, it is 17 minutes after 7. Let's get you in to your Roswell Livestock Report with Smiley Wooten. We'll also take a quick commercial break, and then we'll play our interview we had with Terry Delgado from the New Mexico Senior Olympics talking about their fall prevention event happening tomorrow. That's up next. Don't go away.
Good morning, this is Smiley Wooten at the Roswell Livestock Auction. A good September run with a nice selection of all classes of cattle, especially high-quality native calves and light yearlings. We expect to sell 1,050 head, breaking down like this: 125, 150 cows and bulls, 75 to 100 pairs bred cows, 800, 850 calves and yearlings. Today's sale will include 93 calves, Mr. Buster Day, Meadow, Texas, excellent quality black Angus and Brangus crossbred calves, shots at Brandon, 450, 600 pounds, 42 calves, Mr. Walter Klein, Marfa, Texas, excellent quality black Angus cross calves, shots at Brandon, 550, 650 pounds, 97 light yearling heifers, Anderson Ranch, Pyote, Texas, good quality black and red Angus, long time weaned, thin condition, one round of shots. These are heifers, 500, 650 pounds, 45 steer calves, Mr. Wayne Netherland at Artesia, reputation quality black, white face, and Charolais crossbred calves, shots at Brandon, 400, 500 pounds, 28 yearlings, Boyles Ranch here west of Roswell, good quality English cross Charolais crossbred yearlings, medium condition, right off the grass, 700, 850 pounds, 38 calves, Guadalupe Mountain Farm, Sierra Blanca, Texas, excellent quality exotic cross calves, medium condition, 400, 650 pounds, 56 calves, Erskine Cattle Company, Wink, Texas, excellent quality yellow Charolais crossbred calves, thin condition, 275, 375 pounds, and 14 light yearlings of Wilson Stevens, Hagerman, New Mexico, excellent quality black Angus cross yearlings. Cattle are weaned, 2 rounds of shots, 550, 650 pounds. Several smaller sets of high quality calves and light yearlings for today. Sale time this morning will be 9 o'clock. Sale pairs of bred cows 9:45 to 10. Be on calves and yearlings about 10:30. We expect to sell 1,050 head here today. This is Smiley Wooten, Roswell Livestock Auction.
I'm Mitch Krukowskis, Vice President of Strata Production Company, a local oil and gas business in Roswell. We must have representatives like Greg Nybert who know the economic drivers of this community and New Mexico. Greg has pushed back on efforts by liberal Democrats who are against oil and gas. With over 39 years' experience, Greg Nybert knows the jobs local oil and gas companies create, the opportunities we provide, and the prosperity we bring to our communities. Oil and gas accounts for over 40% of the state budget and has allowed our state to provide raises to educators and state police, and the rebate checks you received. Please vote for Greg Nybert for State Representative, District 59, to keep a strong conservative voice in our legislature.
I'm Greg Nybert, and I ask you to please vote for me for House District 59. Voting begins on October 11th, and Election Day is November 8th.
Paid for by Greg Nybert for State Representative. Richard Taylor, Treasurer.
Hey CVE members, have you scheduled your no-cost home energy audit? If not, we're getting close to summer and hotter weather. It's time to sign up. Call 575-746-3571 to get your name on the list for a free home energy audit. Weather stripping, new door sweeps, minor repairs, and much more. Start saving money and keep that purchased air in your home. Central Valley Electric Cooperative is happy to partner with Green Metal Energy for this valuable audit. Again, 575-746-3571.
The average American spends 2.5 days a year looking for lost items. We aren't sure how long Europeans and Asians look for lost stuff. We lost the list. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 22 minutes after 9 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning from New Mexico's Senior Olympics, Terry Delgado back with us. Good morning.
Good morning, Mike. How's it going?
Doing great. How about yourself?
Oh, I am good, and we are so glad to be back up and running and getting things going. So, yeah, we're
it's
here.
Nice to feel like doing the normal things that you signed up
if
for.
If we can call it normal, yeah. We're getting back to normal.
But, yeah, we were just talking here during the break, and, of course, the Senior Olympics had their Olympics event back in June. It was it was nice to get back out there and do its thing. They had to scale back some of the events, because of COVID and everything. But hopefully next time around, those will be back on the schedule.
We are hoping in October our board of directors will say, yes, let's open it up and get everything back up and running. We went from 27 sports down to 18 sports this last June. And our games will be held again in June 7th through the 10th in Las Cruces of 2023. We will be in Las Cruces the next 3 years, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you're interested in competing in 2023, now is the time to maybe reach out and start, getting together and finding out, what different categories you want to compete in.
Right, because we've got so many.
Yeah, I mean, everything from running to your pickleball and those kind of things to basketball, free
air
throw
gun,
shooting,
archery, swimming. Yep.
Yeah,
we've got it all.
If it's an activity or sport, there's probably individually at least.
Yes.
Odds are pretty good. There's a Senior Olympics event that's surrounding it.
Probably is. And you don't have to be a jock to be a Senior Olympian.
No.
No, we have our recreational folks that come out and they want to come out and have fun and just the camaraderie of
Get
getting
outdoors
together
and walk around and just be physical and talking to people and doing human things.
Get it up and running again.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, that's what New Mexico Senior Olympics is all about.
It is.
It's to provide a platform for seniors to be active, to be physical, to live lives. Because obviously, as we get older, lives change. People start disappearing. I mean, it can be a tough phase of life or
it really
a transition.
Can be, yes, and we don't want that to happen to anybody.
And that's what Senior Olympics like. All right, let's fill the void. Let's replace some of the things you're missing now with new opportunities and new things to get passionate about. And that's at the end of the day, sure, it's all about throwing a frisbee or running or whatever, but it really is about the making better people and getting those people to enjoy life more, and that's what it's all about.
We got to get up and moving, and we can be couch potatoes, but couch potatoes aren't healthy couch potatoes for the most part. So we want to get up, even if you're just walking, a mile a day or something, 15 minutes a day.
Every little bit,
every little bit helps, and that'll get you going to be a Senior Olympian.
Yeah.
And you only have to be 50 years old to be a Senior Olympian.
Yeah, I almost qualify.
You almost qualify? We're not going there.
I'm getting close. ARP's already knocking on the doors.
They're knocking on the door. Yep, there you go. Well, we'll be ready for you.
But, when there's not actual Olympic Games going on, there's a lot of stuff going on through the year to keep opportunities. And September 20th here, we've got another one of those events where
yes, we do.
This one's kind of centered around National Falls Prevention Week, but it really is more than just talking about fall prevention and things like that.
It really is. So the National Council on Aging does recognize September, the first day of fall in September, they recognize that as National Falls Prevention Day.
Gotcha.
So they consider next week, starting Sunday, will be National Falls Prevention Week.
Okay.
And we will definitely be having a little health promotion event. It'll be the first of many to come throughout the year.
Now that COVID's kind of in the rearview mirror, we can start putting these back on the schedule again.
We can, definitely.
Yeah.
And our people are ready to come out. Our seniors are ready to come out. We held our volleyball tournament recently in Albuquerque and had, I believe it was 17 teams.
Nice.
And they came from all over.
Are they six-person or two-person?
They are six-person for volleyball.
Nice.
And it's a regular volleyball game. They do everything, pretty much everything that your high school and college do.
Okay. I didn't know it was like beach volleyball. I know there's different forms.
Nationals has beach volleyball, sand volleyball now, but we do not yet.
Those are in pairs, not in six, but
I believe
I think so.
Yes.
Yeah, at least the Olympics are. I don't know about senior
Olympics,
but,
not sure about the seniors, but we had a good turnout for our volleyball tournament.
Good.
So
glad to hear that.
We're gearing up, and I just tossed you a softball.
Yes,
we are holding our softball team tournament coming up October 1st and 2nd.
Okay.
In Las Cruces.
All right.
We have to go to different areas. We go where the venues are going to work for us.
Sure.
And Las Cruces has some really nice softball fields.
Okay.
And they have enough. We need at least a minimum of 6 fields.
So do you do that to create leagues, or are teams that are already formed?
No, these are
or how does
pretty much teams that are already formed.
Okay.
And so our senior league teams, we have right now 23 teams registered.
Okay.
We have men's and women's. We don't do co-ed for softball.
Okay.
But we have men's and women's teams, and they come from all over also. But yes, they are already teams that are formed.
Okay. So if you got a team and you're looking for a league, and you obviously meet the requirements of Senior Olympics,
right?
Being 50 and up.
50
then,
up.
Maybe we found a league for you.
Possibly.
Yeah.
But yes, we do this once a year, like our volleyball tournament and our basketball team tournament. We do these once a year.
Great.
And
or if you're looking to start a team.
A team.
Hey, we got a bunch of guys who used to play football or play softball.
Play softball. Come on over. Put it back together.
Let's put the team back together here and go.
Definitely. And if you're looking for a team to play on, you can't form your own team, give us a call and we might be able to put you on a team with one of the formed
I would
teams
imagine
already.
each of the teams that are formed, they have, life happens, people get busy, and they can't commit anymore, so they got to replace the people.
Got to replace them, right.
Things like that. So there might be some openings.
And we do have one Roswell team that's going. We're so excited. We've had them before, and we'd love to have more Roswell teams, but we've got the one. Yeah.
Okay. Excellent.
But,
so if you want more information about that, please reach out to Senior Olympics. I'd be happy to, and we'll give you numbers here and all that.
Numbers
before
and
we
emails.
wrap up here.
Of course.
But September 20th.
Yes.
Is going to be the big awareness event that's going to be taking place. It's at the Recreation Aquatics Center.
Correct.
It's going to be happening in the morning, 9 to 2. So
9 to
morning
2.
into the afternoon.
Early afternoon.
But it really is an opportunity for seniors to come and learn a bunch of different stuff, but also get to see and do. It's not just about classes.
It's not just
around.
sitting there and doing and just listening to a speaker. No, we want to get everybody up and active, involved. We do have a couple of speakers. Since your last listing, we did have to change one of them out.
Okay.
So we will still have our podiatrist, Dr. Ash, will be there. He'll be coming out and he will be talking, on common foot and ankle injuries. Okay. And kind of help you out with, what you can do so you don't fall, so you're not falling.
And I imagine you probably also get, not even with just fall, but like, diabetes things and some of the foot care stuff. He can help you with all that kind of thing.
Yes, he can help you with that, definitely. And he is right here in Roswell.
Yes.
Yes. And we're also going to have the Eastern New Mexico University Roswell campus occupational therapy assistance program.
Okay.
That will be out there. They will be doing our 9 o'clock session. And they're going to give you lots of tips and pointers on, what you can do if you do fall or, kind of help you out with those things.
Gotcha. Even maybe a little bit of like the rehab things to kind of keep the injuries from prolonging and things like that.
So we have a wonderful program coming up for Tuesday, and I hope everybody comes out. We hope to get a lot of people out, a lot of our seniors out, because it is packed with just good speakers and things to do.
And it's very affordable.
It is. It's very affordable. It's free.
That's the kind of affordable item people
love
like.
that. Yes. Yes. We want to get our seniors out. We really want to help them, in their daily lives. So we're not going to charge them anything.
Yeah. This is all for you to learn and to, what we're hoping is you come out and then you get bit by a bug and you get interested in something, and next thing you know, you're signing up on a team, or you're maybe or at very least getting appointments with some of our specialists and maybe doing follow-on with whatever issues you have.
Of course, exactly. Yes. And that's what we're shooting for. We want you to be able to utilize our speakers that are coming out, and we will have a sign-up form for Senior Olympics. If you want more information, we're going to get that sign-up form.
So if you want to learn about being an Olympian in 2023 in cruises, come out here on the 20th.
Yes.
And come out and learn some stuff, but then reach out to about, finding out what opportunities and things. And we'll tell you the website and all if you want to, over the weekend, kind of check it out and see all the different events and things and what you could potentially compete in.
Exactly.
We'll tell you all that here in a little bit.
Yes. In fact, we are going to have our director, Cecilia Acosta, is going to be doing a talk about local games, what you can do at local games, and how to reestablish them. We haven't had local games here in Chaves County area for a few years. We lost our local coordinator. We didn't lose her. She just moved on to something else. But we
hosted the state game.
We sure did.
What was that, about 4 or 5 years ago?
It was 3, 4, 5, at least 6 years ago.
I'm so bad at
count
time.
Back from COVID.
Because COVID's throwing a wrench, and I'm like, it was just like last year. No, that was like 5 years ago.
Seems like last year. Yes. But we were here for 3 years, and it was great. We had games here in Roswell, and had great support from the Roswell people and all our venues, the Institute, the city of Roswell. Everybody was awesome.
There was almost every inch of town.
Just about
was utilized for Senior Olympics in some way, shape, or form.
Yes.
During that time.
We sure did.
Yeah.
We were all over. And
maybe
we
someday
loved
we'll see it all coming back again here.
Well, we hope so.
At least, but for the next 3 years, at least,
3 years.
cruises will be our home for which it's now you get the excuse to go travel and try all the restaurants. And
there you go.
They've got in cruises,
that's right.
Hit all those
Get you up and moving.
Yeah, exactly. So
get you up and moving. Yes. But our day, like I say, is going to be filled with lots of activities. Again, the OTA program. We're going to have pickleball. We'll have a line dance demonstration.
Oh, cool. Okay.
By one of our own athletes, Hope McKinley.
Okay.
Hope also has. She will be doing her classes. Her workshops will be at the Adult Center also.
Oh, great.
She does those. I don't have the dates for those,
So
but
if you
she
kind
will
of
have
get
a
your
handout.
beak wet
Yes.
this week, then you can come and take her
classes.
regular classes at the adult
Definitely.
center. Yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
Exactly.
Good deal. And I love the the demonstrations you're going to be doing a little later too, with the pickleball and all that kind of stuff. That you can see some of the actual sports that are
You sure can.
competing, but you also understand. Like, I know pickleball. I just know from my in-laws' experience. That's serious business for
it is.
for the competitors of pickleball.
It really is.
They I mean, they have a lot of fun and everything too.
Right.
But I remember going to like a little pickleball. It wasn't a tournament. It was basically just some people playing in a neighborhood there.
Right.
And I kind of hung out and just And
Yeah.
I remember I made a couple just jokes, not like disparaging jokes, just like just a pickleball. Just I don't
Right.
even remember what it was. Something really vanilla and but everyone looked at me like it was like the record player stop, like when you walk in a bar. And everyone's like, what? I made that joke. And I was like, sorry, I didn't know. I wasn't supposed to joke about pickleball.
Pickleball is serious business. It is serious business, definitely. Yep. You know, it is crazy. It is such a big sport. It's grown so much. It's kind of a cross between badminton and table tennis.
Yeah.
What I've heard it referred to also is like it's table tennis, but standing up.
Yeah. Like if you were tiny and stood on the table, that's kind of like pickleball.
Standing on the table.
But but it's not big like tennis because you don't have a full court. So
a little bit smaller.
So if you were like 2 feet tall and played on the ping pong table, then that's about
that
what
would be about what it
seems
is.
like.
Yes.
Would it be like?
And you play with a wiffle ball. Well, we call it a wiffle ball. It looks like a wiffle ball. It's called a pickleball.
Of course. Don't confuse the two.
Don't confuse the two. They are different because the
weight,
indoor
I'm guessing.
ball is different from the outdoor ball.
Gotcha.
One of them has more holes than the other.
Okay. I imagine there's a
bet you
weight
didn't know
issue
that.
too. I did not know that. So, well, it's like, well, what makes it? And maybe there's probably some other weird, like the holes are concave for wiffle, and
the holes are different. Yes,
they're more round for pickleball. And all that.
It is an interesting sport, though.
It is. It's
in
a lot
fact,
of fun too.
Here at the recreation center, the Recreation and Aquatic Center, they do have a small group
that plays
that is
pickleball?
playing.
Okay.
They have 2 courts that are lined for, I believe it's 2 courts that are lined for pickleball.
Okay.
And they would love to have people come out. I believe their group is under 10 right now.
Okay. And it's a good physical sport where it's not a lot of running because, let's face it, you're not on a huge tennis court.
Correct.
But as far as reaction time, speed, and all of that, it's right there. So if you crave that, you're not ready to go run on a football field because of physical but you want something that's a little more fast paced. Pickleball is definitely your cup of tea, I think.
It is.
Like shuffleboard, those are a little bit more slower conversational type activities. Pickleball is a little more in your face. We're playing.
It can be, yes. And so many people are going from they're not playing badminton or tennis anymore, and they're saying, the tennis, it's harder on their knees, but the pickleball is what they're going to. So it's kind of interesting.
Because of less probably running around.
It's a little bit less, yes. And especially when you have a partner, then of course you're not running around as much.
That makes sense.
Is a little bit
I've bet a lot
smaller.
of badminton tennis players that are kind of, I'm too old to be running around that now. They take a pickleball or handball or something that is a smaller court for them
It's a little bit smaller. It's not
cover.
much smaller, but it is a little bit smaller.
Yeah.
So it is interesting. And the gentleman that we've got coming out to do our pickleball and our badminton clinic is our own coach, Jack Batson.
Oh, cool.
Jack's been around for many, many years. He is retired, but he knows both of those sports, and he's done many clinics for us. So he is very versed in the rules and where you're supposed to stand with both of those.
Proper protocols.
Proper protocol, exactly.
Keep him getting yelled at by the other players.
Yeah, that's right.
The etiquette.
That's right. Yeah, you got to keep it toned down a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he will be out there. We are doing some water aerobics.
Good.
And we have the instructors from the Aquatic Center that will be doing those. That will be at 10 o'clock and at 1 o'clock.
Okay. And I imagine once you go through that and stuff and you want to learn about taking their regular classes, they can give you all that information. So,
they will have all that information there.
Because that's something I want to stress here is these demonstrations and things, they're designed for you to, to introduce you to them. But to get the benefit, you got to do it more than once.
Keep it going.
Then you do on September 20th. You got to go back and keep doing these
That's
things.
right.
So.
And the Roswell Recreation and Aquatic Center is the perfect place to do this.
Absolutely. So it's
really
kind of like, hey, let me show you these. Oh, by the way, you can come down the hall here and do them when we're not doing this. So.
And I have to give a plug for that center. It is just awesome. If you've never been there, you have to go. You've got to go and check it out. It's really fantastic. They even have a weight room.
Yeah, get you a pass.
Yes.
And there's so many times where people go and work out, whether it's the weight room or any of that stuff, and you've got this whole state-of-the-art gym, and it's just you and one other person,
right?
Or maybe just you,
right?
So,
yeah. So they take advantage of it, definitely. But their aquatics, their swimming pool is just awesome. It really is. They've got the indoor, and then they've got the outdoor.
Although
I'm not sure what they call it.
Quick.
It should be. I'm sure the outdoor will be closing down.
With Labor Day past now.
Right.
And the splash pads are all closing down. But
yes.
But lap swimming and all the stuff indoor, that continues all year round.
It will.
So,
yes. Yeah. And I understand it's a nice heated pool. I'm sorry to say I'm not a swimmer myself.
Our sales manager Thomas, he swims regularly out there. And loves going out there and swimming laps. And
I understand they have pretty good showing out there.
And depends on what time of day you show up out there.
True.
It might get a little competitive too. I know some of those people. Like, I swam in college. I can beat my time and all that. Yeah,
yeah. Just watch out. Just watch out.
Yeah.
One thing we are going to be it's going to be a little different on Tuesday. We're having billiards.
Okay.
8-ball pool.
Okay.
But it will be over at the Roswell Adult Center.
Okay.
And that's over on
Imagine
North
that's
Missouri.
where the billiard tables are.
That's where the tables are. Yes. Yes. And we do have, again, our own Richard McKinley.
Okay.
He is a competitor himself, but he's also been our sport coordinator for 8-ball pool for our Senior Olympics for many years.
Okay.
And he will be doing some demos and giving some tips and pointers. And even if you know what you're doing, come on out and play because Richard can always give you some tips and pointers.
I know enough to know about billiards that, there's the physical element.
Yes.
But a lot of it's angles and math. If you know that kind of stuff,
right?
You could probably be pretty good at billiards.
Of course.
Yeah, you probably because it's all about angles and playing that stuff, and it's a thinking person's game. It definitely is. So,
right.
yeah.
And you get to see our brand new 8-ball pool balls.
Oh,
We've
nice.
got balls, the balls with our logos on.
Oh,
They're
cool.
really
Specialized.
cool.
Yeah, nice.
So they're really nice. We love them.
Good deal. Take care of them, please.
Yes, take care of them. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And then we also have a couple of other things that are going on. We have a Sprint. It's a sports rehab center.
Okay.
We'll have some physical therapists that's going to come out.
Oh, good.
And talk about fall prevention and exercise.
Okay.
And what you can do at home to prevent fall prevention, to prevent the falls.
Sure.
So she's going to be out there.
That when we talk, especially when we talk like hip injuries, things, a lot of times for seniors, those can be death sentences for them.
They can be. So you've got to be very careful.
But when you talk to people like this, like not only talking about nutrition, but like stretching and things.
Right.
When, let's face it, accidents happen. We're all going to take a tumble. It's inevitable. You know what I mean? It's just life. But if you're doing the stretching, if you're, doing the nutrition, the things that you're supposed to be doing.
Exactly. There you go.
The long-term effects from those falls are very minimal.
Yes, they are.
I've shared this story a couple times. But my grandmother, when she was in her 70s, she fell down the steps and broke her hip.
Ouch.
And she was late 70s, like 78, 77 time frame.
Right.
My grandmother drank milk like every meal. She's just a constant milk drinker.
Wow.
And literally, she had a full recovery at 78 from a hip.
Wow.
She ended up dying a couple years later for something different.
Sure.
But
she didn't have the brittle bones.
Yeah, she moved.
She had the calcium.
Shortly after the cast, all the things they did, the healthcare side.
Right.
I would say within months after all of that, she was walking and moving.
Right.
Pretty much like she was prior to the accident.
That's great. So that milk contributed. I'm sure she was an active lady.
Absolutely too.
Great.
Yeah, she was fun.
There you go. Good
Yeah.
deal. And we also have what we call, it's our enhanced fitness class. It's a group exercise class.
Okay.
It is evidence-based.
All right.
And the three components to fitness are strength training, flexibility, cardiovascular conditioning. That's what enhanced fitness will do for you. It is a free class to 65 and over.
Okay.
It is held over here at the Joy Center. And Jan Melton is our certified enhanced fitness instructor. She will be there doing her workshop on enhanced fitness and promoting it. And it's something that we see a lot of people. We have really good testimonials of people that have been in wheelchairs.
Mm-hmm.
They take this class. 6 weeks later, they're up and walking.
Wow.
They're exercising out of their wheelchairs.
Good for them.
They've lost weight. So lots of testimonials that Enhanced Fitness works.
Absolutely.
And again, it is evidence-based. So what they'll do is they'll take talk to you about, take all your information as far as what you can do, how many sits to stands you can do, how much weight you can lift when you first start. Then they'll do that again, I believe it's in 6 weeks, and see how far you've progressed.
Sure.
And it is really an interesting class, and it's a great class.
And just me personally, in my own life experiences and learning and things, I've learned that, when we talk about these kinds of classes and things, it's, when we talk about getting in shape and it's not the physical side that's really the limitation. It's the mental side. The
a
mind.
lot of it is, yes.
It's because you think you got to go work out and you've got to bust out 37 push-ups or whatever it is. And you're like, no.
Nope.
Being physical for you is different than being physical for, say, an NFL athlete.
Right.
So what we're trying to get you to do is, no, you don't have to go out and do a killer workout every time you do something physical. We're just saying be active. Go walking.
Right.
Instead of taking the elevator, take the steps.
Take the steps.
You you had a crazy meal? Okay, let's take a walk afterwards or do something physical to counterbalance
just get
some
something
of that.
going.
Okay, you want to start jogging or doing push-ups? Great. You don't have to do 30. Let's do one and see
just
how we go
start
there.
out, of course.
And do it from there. And you know what? Maybe in a couple months you're going to be doing 20
then you'll
or
be
so.
up to however many.
But
sure.
It's no different than you walking into a room and they said, oh, here's the nuclear codes. Figure out how to solve this. And you have no knowledge of doing that. You're not going to do it. It's the same concept. So
it really is.
So when we come to these, it's all about mindset and saying, no. Don't put the thing out. I'm too old now. I can't get out of that wheelchair.
And
I'm too late.
That's not at all. You can do it.
It's baby steps. Let's start today by, hey, let's hold off on eating that bigger portion. Or, hey, when we're done, let's go ahead and do some stretches.
Right.
That's and it starts from there.
Have your ice cream, but go have a walk afterwards.
Exactly. So I think a lot of us in our head thinking we got to turn it around overnight.
Right.
And
that's
you're
not
going to
gonna
fail
happen.
if you do it.
That's not going to happen.
Have that mindset.
And the other thing that we like to talk about is with our Enhanced Fitness, with any exercise that you have fun at it. Enhanced Fitness, it's not dancing.
Yeah.
But it's moving and it's to music, and the music that they have it's just awesome.
Sure.
So you have fun. You don't just go out there thinking, oh, I'm going to go out and work hard and I'm going to be sweaty and stinky. And no, you're going to go out there and have fun, and you're going to
And that helps with the motivation side.
It really does.
Is the social, because it does really help. I mean, I'm not saying you need to go over and be like some kind of authoritarian figure, but
no, right.
But when you have a friend say, hey, you going to Pilates class or whatever it is you're going to do today.
Right.
And if you were by yourself doing it, you're like, I don't feel like it today. I'm going to go. But when that person calls, all right, pick me up here in 5 minutes.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And it's always great to go with a buddy.
Yeah.
Go with a buddy.
Because once you get there, you're having fun.
Of course.
It's just that mental crossing the threshold and committing to doing it.
It really is.
Yeah.
It really is. And that time will go by, that 45 minutes to an hour will go by so fast.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So
even that
really,
15-minute walk.
Look at the 20th as one of these things. If you're like, I need to do all this, but grab some friends, come on. They're going to feed you. First 40 people get a free sack lunch.
First 40 people get a free sack lunch.
And so you're getting, and there's usually swag, like if you need flu shots, things like that. There's going to be health screenings for some of that stuff as well too. So it's not just coming and learning about physical fitness and fall.
There's going to be something
prevention.
for everybody. There really is. And I'm glad you mentioned the health screenings. We do have the wellness assessments that are going to be provided by La Casa Family Health Center. They're going to come out and do blood pressure, blood sugars, and BMIs.
Okay.
The flu shots and Omicron boosters are going to be done by Albertsons. They are coming all the way from Albuquerque. It's the Albertsons Pharmacy that travels. They travel all over the state.
Okay.
So they're going to be doing if you haven't had your Omicron booster and you want it, it's going to be there on Tuesday.
Very good.
Flu shots, they're ready to get them going. We were just at the State Fair in Albuquerque this past Monday, and they were doing flu shots already.
Oh,
so
good.
It's not too early.
Tis the season.
Tis the season. It is, yes.
And the too early thing, don't worry about that.
No.
I know some people say, well, if I take it now, it means I'm going to have to get another one in March.
No.
No, that's not That's not
That's not
accurate.
the case.
That's
exactly.
not accurate.
Yeah. And then we also have Miracle Ear that's going to come out and do some free hearing screening.
So if people want to either improve or establish some hearing
Establish what they're,
aids
yes,
and
where
things
they're
like
at
that.
with their hearing.
Yeah.
Definitely.
My wife has hearing aids and things.
Uh-huh.
Pro tip. And I've heard after going to one of her hearing appointments, I learned this and saying, the more you take care of your hearing aids, the better they will work for you.
Oh, okay.
Just a pro tip, because I know they go in your ears and they get wax, and if you just keep plugging them in and out every day, they're going to get gunked up in there. So please, you're going to be so much happier if you do your maintenance on your hearing aids and things.
Oh, of course,
keeping them clean and keeping them and obviously. Keeping with your checkups and all that good stuff.
Right.
They do servicing on them too a lot of
They
times.
sure do.
But,
they sure do.
But sure a lot easier when you kind of do the minor cleaning yourself too.
And they're going to be able to help you with all of that and let you know what to do for that. Definitely.
Yeah, but it does impede hearing, so please remember that stuff. So.
Good point.
Yeah.
Good point. Thank you for that. One other thing that we are going to be doing is Tai Chi.
Okay.
For arthritis and fall prevention.
Okay.
We have Marisalena. Her name is a little hard to say. Marisalena.
We've had her on the show.
Have you? Oh, awesome. Well, she sounds wonderful. I haven't met her yet, but I understand she has a class over at the Salvation Army.
It's all about Tai Chi for health.
Yes.
You're not learning Tai Chi to be the next Karate Kid. That's not the point of this.
No, not at all.
This is not that at all. This is all about movement, stretching, and using these techniques to allow things like blood circulation, all of that kind of things to enhance it. So yes, it's Tai Chi. It's a martial art, but you're not wearing gis and doing crane kicks like the Karate Kid.
You can wear your tennis shoes or be barefoot if you want.
It's like stretching and movements, and think of it as more of an ancient yoga. Like,
there you go.
Where martial arts, it's about mind, body, spirit. It's focusing on that side like a yoga would do, as opposed to karate or some of the martial arts. Per se. Yeah.
And if you've never done Tai Chi, and you just see it, it's like, some people think, oh, that's boring. How can that help?
Yeah.
Well, she's going to tell you. Marisalena is going to tell you how Tai Chi is going to be able to help with your sleep habits. You have trouble sleeping, Tai Chi can help.
Yeah.
The pain that you have, it can help. There's different ways, different things that they can do. If you have arthritis, she can help.
These are all
fall
options
prevention
that work along with your medicines. Like if you're prescribed medicines for these things, this might be an added level of that to give you, like your arthritis and things like that. Some of these movements and stretches and things will keep some of that at bay. So when you're working with your doctor on treating it, adding this into the fold will definitely probably give you more better days of less pain and things because of it.
And it could be something that eventually you could kind of wean yourself off of some of those meds or kind of tone them down
Scale
a bit.
them back.
Scale them back.
Absolutely. So that's what Tai Chi is all about.
Yes.
It's about kind of your mind and body working in concert for better health.
Right.
That's it. That's kind of the concept behind it all. And it's through movement and stretching.
It is.
And kind of, it's not just you sitting in a room doing slow motion stretches.
Right.
It's you're really thinking and concentrating on executing those moves. And it's basically shutting out the world, and it's just you and your body focusing on doing these things. Not
really
forgetting about what the kids are doing, what the grandkids are doing, what you got to do after work
is your
today.
Time to
it's you
focus.
Doing that, and when you get in that zone, so to speak, it really does benefits for you body.
Yes.
So
yes.
Yeah, at the end of the day, that's what it's all about.
It is.
Yeah.
It really is. So we're really excited for our day. Like you mentioned earlier, we're going to have all these different sports also. We're going to have basketball, three-point and free throw.
Okay.
And our retired coach, Randy Lyons.
Okay.
He's been at a couple of different schools here in the Roswell area.
Okay.
He will be out helping people showing them how to throw the free throw, where to stand, how to stand. It's not just throwing a basketball towards the hoop.
Yeah.
You really have to think about it.
Understand more aspects of the game.
Yes,
per se.
definitely.
Yeah. Good deal.
Yep.
So, again, this is all happening September 20th. It's going to be at the Roswell Convention and Civic Center. Roswell Convention. The Roswell Aquatic and Recreation Center.
Yes.
That's what I meant to say. 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. The event is completely free.
Yes.
Seniors 50 and up, just come on. Do they need to RSVP or anything, or just
we
show
would
up?
like for them to, but we do not require an RSVP. We just want you to show up and be there. if you want to call us and let us know, yes, you're going to be there,
okay,
we'll sure take your name down.
Good deal. So if you'd like to, or if you have questions, if you're like, are you going to have this? Or I'd like to tell you I'm coming, I'm going to bring my friend. Reach out to New Mexico Senior Olympics by calling 575-623-5777. I got a feeling you're going to talk to Terry when you would call that number.
You'll actually talk to Gina or Julio.
Okay.
They'll be the ones answering the phone, but they'll have all the information. And if they don't, they can pass you on to me. And if you want to speak to me, to Terry, I would be happy to speak to you.
Very good.
You can call and ask for me.
I know for if you follow the Mexico Senior Olympics on Facebook, great thing. Follow it. But be forewarned, it's not just Roswell stuff. It's all of New Mexico Senior Olympics. So you're going to learn about events in Hobbs and all over the state, including the Roswell stuff. So if you're a follower and wanting to get competing and all that, you probably want to like and follow just to kind of stay up to date statewide what's going on. But if you want more Roswell-specific stuff, call the office.
Call the office,
575-623-5777.
Right. But you're right, Mike. We are going to have these health promotion awareness events all over New Mexico. We're going to have, besides the Run in Roswell, we will have another 5 or 6. We'll have a volleyball clinic, a basketball clinic, a track and field clinic. So give us a call. And again, look us up on Facebook, look at our website, nmseniorolympics.org.
Yeah.
Find out what we're doing, and we'll have something in your area.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's really great. And seniors, come out to this event. You're really, I think you'll make a few friends. You're going to have a good time. You're going to
you'll have a wonderful time.
And who knows, you might just find your next passion.
That's right.
The thing. You're like,
that's right.
Man, I've always wanted to do cornhole.
Yes.
Now I got some people that can do it. Now we got a regular cornhole appointment every week.
We know when we can do it. Yes, you're going to learn a new sport.
Yeah.
Try it. Don't be afraid to try it.
Yeah. And by the way, now my leg isn't hurt as much because now I got some stretches.
That's right.
That help mitigate some of that.
Yes.
So I don't wake up in the morning, all stowed up and trying to get moving for half an hour before I get going.
And like you said, we don't want you just to come out for this day and do it just on this day. We want this to be something that's going to be, it's going to work for the rest of your life.
It's establishing a lifestyle pattern, and that's what it's
really
all about. And of course, if you want more information or have questions, New Mexico Senior Olympics is a great resource for that. If you're a senior and looking to learn, hey, I've got this, where can I turn to? If the Senior Olympics can't directly help you, they can put you in touch with the people that can.
We sure can.
Yeah.
We can find somebody to help.
575-623-5777 is the phone number to call here locally. Yep. And like I said, look for New Mexico Senior Olympics on Facebook.
But
remind you, that's the entire state. So,
that's correct. Or nmseniorolympics.org is our website.
Very good. Good deal.
Awesome.
And then come on out. Again, the event will be September 20th, next Tuesday, at the Aquatic Center from 9 a.m. to 2.
9 a.m. to 2.
Is it a good idea to be there right at 9? Or
nope, you want to be there early. We want you there a little bit early. Okay. We're going to have a little opening session at 8:45.
Okay.
Just to kind of welcome everybody and get you to your different places. Because there are going to be concurrent workshops.
Okay.
At least 2 or 3 each hour. So get there early.
If someone's got an early appointment, can't make it till 10, can they still come out?
That's fine. They can still come out. They can come out anytime during the day, of course.
So if you got other engagements or appointments and things, doctor's appointment or a lunch date or whatever it is, anytime between 10 and 2 or 9 and 2, you can come out.
Come on out.
And we'd love to have you. Just
love to have you. Yes, definitely.
But get there.
Come on over. Quarter till between 8:30, 8:45. Come on out and we'll
get. That way you can experience everything.
Yes. Yes. Plan the day.
Well, thank you as always. Appreciate it, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Mike. I appreciate you.
See you next time. And hopefully, like I said, now that we're, post-COVID here, we're looking for more New Mexico Senior Olympics events showing up on the calendars here. And
our calendar's already full.
Good,
so we're there.
Excellent. So reach out.
Great.
And get involved.
Thanks for having me, Mike.
Anytime. We'll see you next time.
Okay.
All right, it is 9:56. Town Hall Business Update. Quick break before we go.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander. The Biden administration is moving one step closer to developing a central bank digital currency known as the digital dollar, saying it would help reinforce the U.S. role as a leader in the world financial system. The White House said on Friday that after President Joe Biden issued an executive order in March calling on a variety of agencies to look at ways to regulate digital assets, the agencies came up with 9 reports covering cryptocurrency impacts on financial markets. the environment, innovation, and other elements of the economic system. Uber said Friday that all of its services were operational following what security professionals are calling a major data breach, claiming there was no evidence the hacker got access to sensitive user data. The hacker apparently gained access posing as a colleague, tricking an Uber employee into surrendering their credentials. The national average for a gallon of gasoline is $3.69. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
Jennifer here from Trustmark Roofing, and I know you've heard me say that you can trust Trustmark, but I want you to know what that looks like in real life. A few years ago, we installed a beautiful new roof for an older woman who was recently widowed. She was an artist and colors were really important to her. So when she said she didn't like the color of a brand new roof, we took that seriously. She had picked the color and signed off on it, but I just kept thinking, if she's going to walk into her house every day and be disappointed, then we're just going to redo it. So we did. We ripped that beautiful new roof off and replaced it with a slightly different color, and she was thrilled. Yes, it cost us quite a bit of money to make her happy, but I want you to know you can trust Trustmark to make it exactly right every time. If you have any roofing needs, call us at 575-755-ROOF or find us online at trustmarkroofpros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
I'm State Representative Greg Nibert. New Mexico ranks 50th in child well-being, and this statistic is not acceptable. Too often we see in the news where a child taken into state custody is returned to an abusive situation only to suffer more abuse, sometimes resulting in death. Chaves County is not immune. Chaves County CASA and its staff and volunteers understand the system and where things go wrong. I have met with CASA to understand how we need to create a better system of caring for abused and neglected children and to break the cycle of abuse. I listen to local experts and then engage the state agency at the highest levels. I will support legislation to bring about positive change. I ask for you to vote for me, Greg Nibert, to allow me to continue to be your effective conservative voice in Santa Fe. Voting begins on October 11th and Election Day is November 8th. Please vote Greg Nibert for State Representative District 59.
Paid for by Greg Nibert for State Representative, Richard Taylor, Treasurer. Exciting news from Richland Motors on West 2nd and Roswell. Here's Richland Sales Manager Freddie Souza to tell you all about it.
Hey, Freddie Souza here, and our lot is finally full. We have both new and used vehicles with a wide variety to choose from. Whether you want economical or top of the line, we have it. And something we haven't seen in nearly 2 years, a large selection of brand new trucks straight from the factory. And Richland Motors is one of the only dealerships with zero markup on new trucks. So hurry in today to Richland because we're not sure how long they'll last.
Make your way to Richland on West 2nd and Roswell for your next vehicle. Se habla español.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Astronauts are not allowed to eat beans before they go into space because passing wind in a spacesuit damages them. The suits or the astronauts? Here's Mike Winters.
And we're closing in on 8 o'clock. Town Hall News up next. We'll be back on the other side of news. Don't go away. You're listening to 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, or Roswell, New Mexico.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. Huge crowds gathering in Windsor, England, awaiting the arrival of Queen Elizabeth's coffin following the procession from London's Westminster Abbey. That's where the late monarch's funeral was held this morning.
Britain and the world are laying the Queen to rest at a state funeral that draws presidents and kings, princes and prime ministers, as well as up to 1 million people lining the streets of London to say a final goodbye to a monarch whose 70-year reign defined an age. A day packed with funeral events in London and Windsor began as the doors of the 900-year-old Westminster Hall closed to mourners. Hundreds of thousands had waited for hours, many of them through cold nights, to file past the Queen's flag-draped coffin in a moving outpouring of national grief. Charles de Ledesma, London.
Ukraine accusing Russia of targeting a nuclear plant in Ukraine's south.
Closed-circuit video footage shows a powerful blast light up the night sky. Ukraine's nuclear regulator has published photos of shattered windows in nearby buildings. It said the explosion temporarily cut power supplies, but it added that all 3 reactors at the plants were operating normally and that there'd been no casualties. President Zelensky said it showed that Russia was threatening the whole world. The attack is the latest to target key infrastructure, while Ukrainian counteroffensives to liberate territory in the northeast and south continue.
The BBC's Danny Aberhart. Hurricane Fiona has made landfall on the east side of the Dominican Republic, bringing high winds and flooding rains. Earlier, the powerful storm clobbered Puerto Rico, knocking out the power grid, unleashing floods and landslides. Watching Wall Street, the Dow down 103 points. The Nasdaq is off 38, and the S&P 16 points in the red. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Charlie Dombeck here from Key City Capital. As a practicing CPA for nearly 30 years, I have found that 80% of your ability to grow your wealth is dependent upon two factors: taxes and investment performance. At Key City Capital, we improve investment performance by diversifying capital into off-market investment opportunities in passive rental real estate and alternatives like asset-backed lending. We recover dollars that clients unnecessarily pay in the form of income taxes, creating a lifetime annuity of savings. We are a sponsor of passive, affordable single and multifamily residential rental investments, which are located in Sunbelt landlord-friendly states. These investments are the top choices in a rising interest rate and inflationary environment. They represent a store of value, protecting your capital from market volatility. Learn how we at Key City Capital can help you ultimately grow your wealth rapidly. Connect with me at keycitycapital.com or give me a call at 817-912-1569.
China condemning President Biden's most recent remarks about Taiwan.
Speaking to CBS News, Mr. Biden stressed it would be up to the self-ruled island to make its own decisions about its independence, although the U.S. was not encouraging such a move. China's foreign ministry said it reserved the right to take all necessary measures in response to activities that it said would split China apart. For decades, the U.S. has maintained a position of strategic ambiguity on how far it would go to defend Taiwan.
And that's the BBC's Celia Hatton. A tropical storm slammed southwestern Japan with heavy rain and winds today, leaving one person dead, another missing, as it swerved north toward Tokyo. Residential streets are flooded with muddy water from rivers, and swaths of homes lost power after the typhoon made landfall in the Kyushu region yesterday and then weakened to a tropical storm. Townhall.com. Big trouble with the latest census.
A new report by the Commerce Department's Office of Inspector General raising concerns about possible damage to the quality of the once-a-decade head count that determines political power and federal funding. Experts have determined that some census takers who falsified information during the 2020 census apparently did not have their work redone fully, were not fired in a timely manner, and in some cases even received bonuses. Jason Walker reporting.
World leaders gathering at the UN this week under the shadow of Europe's first major conflict since World War II. Russia's invasion of Ukraine has sparked a global food crisis and division among major powers, not seen since the days of the Cold War. Once again on Wall Street this hour, the Dow is down 104 points. More on these stories, townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel and what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican world radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2.
The Deuce.
Mornings with Mike Winters. Right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to it.
Indeed.
Hope you had a good weekend.
Yeah. Uneventful for the most part.
Yeah. I did some stuff around the house Saturday, ran some errands, and yesterday didn't really do a whole lot. Watched football and kind of hung loose at the house.
Cleaned a little bit.
Yeah, I did some of that. That was about it. A little bit of grocery shopping.
I have to, every other week I have to de-kid my place, kind of, just kind of like get things back right.
Yeah.
Put the toys up, figure out where the cats are hiding, things like that.
Had lunch. Someone, our neighbor, was very nice and gave us a gift card to Cattle Baron.
Ooh.
Only reason, I take their trash can. My wife and I do.
Nice.
It's just that, I don't know, it's just something you do. It's neighborly, and they were very nice and gave it. Very nice. No, I was kind of like, you don't have to do that. That's really above and beyond. But they were very appreciative that we just grabbed her, and they're like, oh, so thank you. And at first they talked to my wife, said, can you send Mike over when he gets home? And my wife, it's about 50-50. Depends on just who gets the trash can. If it's her or me. And since she's been home more lately, she goes out on her walks and we get the trash can. So lately it's her more than me. And but yeah, we just, our neighbors, they're seniors. They're and so we have to take the trash can not right to the front of the house, but up the street for the trash. It's just the way our neighborhood's set up. So you have to drag your trash can about 100, 200 feet.
That really is a great setup you guys have, because you have to be like looking for your place in order to find you guys.
It's great in terms of privacy. Deliveries are a little
I'd imagine that would
tricky
be tough.
Like we DoorDash or get Amazon or something.
I'll be honest, I didn't know where your front door was for the first 6 months of
most don't
working here.
Most don't realize where our front door is. They see the garage door, they see the patio door, and think that's the main entrance to the house. And technically, the garage is. I how often I go through my front door? Very rarely. The only time I go through my front door is to go out to get the mail. Every other time we come in and out of the house, the garage and everything. So I rarely go through the front doors. But yeah, we have one. It's on the side. Weirdly
it's a side
enough.
front.
But anyway, so we went and used our gift card at Cattle Baron and had a nice lunch on Saturday and all that. So it was nice. We had a good, quiet weekend for the most part. Wife's getting back into the grind and going to go into the work for today and this week, and then kind of a soft open this week, and then fully dive in next week, assuming everything goes well Thursday and all that.
Sure.
Yeah, but yeah, it is what it is. Oh, and the other thing was too, we also had a hematology appointment with the blood doctor,
right,
to see if they could figure out. And good news there is nothing's normal, nothing's abnormal.
Nothing's normal.
Nothing's normal. Abnormal. That's what I meant to say. All the nothing.
No, I watch the news, man. I get
it. So nothing blood speaking caused the issue there.
Good.
So we think it's just that bump. That's all we can attribute to. But that's where we're at on that. So, but anyway, we had a nice lunch. It was very nice of the neighbors just to do that.
The card was basically sliding across the table, like, just see to it that you keep doing it. Just keep that up. Okay?
I was going to do that regardless.
I know that. It was just insurance on her part. That's all.
It was just being nice. But it was very nice of them to do that. So thank you to them and for the gift card. Had a delightful lunch on a Saturday there. So, yeah. I always get the pasta there, weirdly enough.
At Cattle Baron?
Yes.
Oh, they have good pasta. I mean, I try to go for a steak every time I go there, at least or close to it, or just the salad bar.
It was lunch, and I'm like, I don't want a steak or anything big, so I'll have this nice big bowl of pasta.
This will get me nice and logy.
Oh man, and then salad bar, of course, because you're Cattle Baron, you cannot not get the salad bar.
Have they put the cheese back out yet? Big blocks of cheese?
I don't recall the cheese.
Okay.
No.
That was like one of those, it's still a COVID holdover. Like they haven't brought it back yet. The big blocks of cheese at the end.
Yeah, I did like the cheese. I just, why I liked it, because there was cartoonishly large hunks of cheese. And that's why I liked it.
It's just for a quick second, I could be Templeton the rat from Charlotte's Web.
Yeah. Well, how often do you get a hunk of cheese that large in front of you where you can just cut off a hunk and, put on your plate?
Well,
it's kind of cool.
The thing. You're a grown-up.
Yeah.
You can have that anytime. Go to the store and get yourself a nice big block of cheese.
I know,
and you
but
can
not
just sit in front of it.
That big. It's usually not that big.
True. You have to invest in a good-sized,
And who wants
hunk
an
of cheese.
entire giant block of cheese?
This guy.
I'm like, I want a piece of it. I don't want an 80-pound block of cheese.
I'll tell you what, I have been having a serious craving for. There's a pasta that was like really, really big on TikTok like a year ago.
Yeah.
And it's basically you just take a block of feta and you take a bunch of cherry tomatoes and you put like olive oil on them and stuff. Put that in the oven, just a block of feta and some tomatoes. You put that in the oven, then you just smush it all up with like pasta and like chicken and stuff. It's divine.
Okay.
It's so good. And it's really easy to make. I'm having a serious craving for that. I might whip that out in the next couple of days.
All right. Good for you.
The only problem is it's like every time I've made it, the only recipe I know is family sized. I'm not good at cutting down recipes. So I always make like a ton of it.
You're going to be eating it for 4 or 5 days.
I might bring you some feta pasta in the next couple of days.
How are the kids do on this one?
It's not. It's Hunter would.
I bet say Hunter might.
Rhiannon, it's a hard sell.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Too fancy of a mac and cheese sell for her.
More of just like the way that the cheese smells.
Oh.
Yeah, she experiences things with her nose first, and then like with the tip of her tongue. I keep telling you, you're not tasting the right way if you just like tongue daddy the whatever you're eating.
Right.
Donkey lip it or whatever. But yeah, you're not getting the experience. You taste on the back of the tongue. It's a waste of time. But yeah, so that's why I say recipes like that for myself or date night.
Yeah.
God forbid.
Ladies, he's got a recipe.
I have the one. If you go keto, I got crack slaw, so I got 2.
I'm a crock pot guy.
Yeah.
Like that's
going low and slow.
I love crock pot recipes. Those are one of my favorites to do. I just like I like the concept of the crock pot. I love the whole.
I'm just not patient.
Oh, see, that's my favorite.
The idea of putting stuff on at the beginning of the day and then coming home and it just being ready is nice, but I'm just not patient like that.
Yeah. Like just a simple like barbecue sandwich out of a crock pot is easy. It's literally just putting a pork or beef roast.
Right.
Some Sweet Baby Rays and let it do its thing.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much it.
Yeah.
I mean, you can add more, but you don't have to.
Right.
It just takes a long time because it's slow cooker. But
right.
As far as prepare,
slow cookers are nice if you've got something to do outside the house.
Yeah.
Otherwise, your whole day is going to be spinning torture. That's probably why I don't like slow cookers or crock pots, because my mom used to do that a lot. And the whole day we'd be home or whatever, like on summer or whatever, it would be torture.
Yeah.
You'd be walking and it would just the amazing smells would be hitting you. And you're like, I can't eat this for 4 more hours. This is killing me. So we'll have another handful of cornflakes.
Pro tip, never put the egg noodles in the crock pot.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Egg noodles are not a crock pot worthy noodle.
I'd imagine
they fall apart.
Put them in at the end of whatever you're cooking. That's
but
fine.
The problem is leftovers. They turn if you have leftovers, it turns them into goo.
Yeah.
So if you do a stroganoff or anything like that, do the noodles separate and you just pour your concoction on the noodles. It's way better than trying to cook the noodles in the crock pot. I learned that the hard way. I was like, yeah, this isn't right. I mean, it would have been a great stroganoff, except for when you had a little later, all the noodles are like goo.
Like slaps to the beef or whatever. Yeah, that's kind of how every hamburger helper I've ever had is.
Yeah.
Like, if you try to keep it overnight or try it the next day, it's just all an amalgamation of just goop.
Yeah. So that's why I'm like separate.
It's nice though, because if you get it to a certain temperature, you can just eat it like a hand fruit. It's disgusting. I'm sorry.
Is that double cheeseburger?
You got a good eye there. It's actually double cheesy mac. Got some stroganoff in the back if you're hungry.
I do love Italian. I love this Italian seasoning.
There's some things I say, I'm just like, why? Why did you say that? It's disgusting.
I was never a big potato hamburger. Like the potato hamburger helpers, I'm not a fan of.
No?
Like the ones that have potato instead of noodle of some kind.
Well, I like a good shepherd's pie, so I've always been kind of a fan of anything that's like has potato in it.
I like potato and I like it in it, but generally speaking, hamburger helper potato dishes don't taste good.
Yeah, I would agree with you on that. it's not quite the same.
It doesn't work right. You know, it just doesn't.
But you're also a man that doesn't like potato flakes.
I do not. I do not. I think they are backwards technology.
Bougie. That's what it is. Bougie.
It's bougie. I don't know if I'd call it bougie.
I'm just saying, man, after the apocalypse, when I'm sitting on a mountain of hungry, man, you know, you're gonna be off with your lonely potatoes, sitting there peeling them, having to wait for hours. I just throw a little water on a pot, mix it in, you know, we're good.
I'm good with Bob Evans or whatever.
Those are good.
You know, the ones that are sitting in a little tub.
But
there.
you're gonna tell me that Bob Evans frozen or the refrigerated potatoes aren't potato flakes.
They taste like potatoes.
I feel like it's a mix.
Potato flakes do not taste like
maybe
potatoes.
they throw a couple of potato chunks in there for realism's sake, but I feel like it's got to be mostly potato flakes.
Huh? Maybe.
For them to, well,
I don't think so.
don't know.
I think it's potatoes.
I could be wrong.
I think it's the mashed taters.
I don't want the Bob Evans.
That's why they have that's why they have the expiration dates and the freshness that to be in the refrigerated as opposed to the box that they sit on the shelf for a year. I think they're real potatoes.
Maybe. Now, I'm not gonna say anything disparaging. I don't want Mr. Evans to come at me.
Robert Evans.
Hi, Bob Evans. Wait, like the Bob Evans? I heard what you said.
He's busy down on the farm.
He's shucking potatoes. That's fine.
Actually, he's more of a sausage man.
Yeah.
Bob Evans is a sausage man. That's what he's known for. The potatoes came later.
The potatoes are more known here because I don't think.
Well, it's because you can't get Bob Evans sausage in the West. But if you go like mid-Atlantic area in that region, Bob Evans sausage is a staple on grocery store shelves.
I'm just going to give Mr. Evans a warning. You come around these parts offering me your sausage, you're likely to get maced.
Well, he's
I don't
known
mean
for
like
his
pepper
sausage.
sprayed. I mean old school maced.
Before the restaurants, before all the frozen foods, there was Bob Evans sausage. And that's what, they came in the tube or, if you want to fancy it up with the links or patties, they had you good. But yes, Bob Evans down on the farm.
Doggone, I'm hungry now.
And then they made the restaurants, and they're like Denny's, but like Mama's Denny's. They're way better. So this is just my opinion. But they venture a few of those Bob Evans. Baking bread is the only thing that potato flakes are good for.
Baking? I never thought about that.
Yeah, I've never done that. So,
but I'm a fan of potato flakes.
Yeah, I can't do it. A kid ruined me from it. Now, granted, I haven't had potato flake technology since the 1990s, maybe the 80s.
It's improved.
But
it's improved
It was so
significantly.
bad then that if I can get an alternative, which is real potatoes, and now I don't have to even like mash them or anything. I just literally throw them in the microwave for 5 minutes.
Right.
I'm in. To me, to buy the flakes, to whip the flakes, to not get as good a tasting, it's a waste of time and money. Just give me Mr. Robert Evans tub, and I'm good to go with that.
This is like a microcosm of our argument that I don't like slow cookers. Exactly this, because I don't want to wait for my potatoes. Doggone it.
Well, and let's face it, slow cookers for me is like a treat thing, and I'm like, all right, we're gonna throw something in there and let it do its thing all day, and then tonight we're gonna have a delicious meal.
You know why it's a treat for a married man? Because for one night of your entire life, you don't have to have the argument of what are we going to have for dinner tonight.
That's a true statement as well.
Just that relief alone has got to be worth it.
That is
worth the price of admission.
Dinner settled. That's one less thing. Thank gosh.
That was the bane of my existence, having that argument. What's nice about being single is you realize, you can just have sides for dinner sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you have the kids.
Yeah, exactly.
Then
Like
you have
case
to
in point, I
plan.
can just run to the store, get myself a packet of Ore-Ida, a little jar of gravy. Have yourself a nice night. I ain't out to impress anybody. I had cheese in the fridge if I want to get fancy.
See, that
with
would
it.
make me happy. I like meat.
It's not about being happy. It's about filling the void.
If I'm by myself and I got food, I'm going to do what I want for me.
Yeah.
I'm not pleasing others.
Trying to be baller on a budget. It's different.
I'm not saying you can't. I mean, I lived in the military. And
I hate when your phone goes off now. God, I hate that. Okay, it wasn't Andrew.
Yeah, I think our guest is nearby, Tanner. I think that's what he's saying. Someone let him in. But what was I saying? When I was in the military and I had that like year where the chow hall was closed.
Yeah.
And so it was a lot of microwave options. I was a connoisseur of the microwave. Anything from burritos to pizza to tuna helper, I was doing it in that thing. So I can understand and appreciate the way of the single man trying to feed dinner on weird things. Mm-hmm. I had a dinner of chili dog and steak and potato Buena Casa burritos.
Nice.
Chinook for a minute. Those were a staple of dinners and lunches for me for about a year.
I'm not saying it's the way I live my life like all the time, but every now and again, you can save yourself a couple of bucks. I'm not trying to impress myself. I already like me.
Yeah.
So we're good.
But I'll never lie. I'll never forget. I think they were little Juans. I don't remember who actually made them.
Little Juans.
But it was literally a tortilla. It was a burrito filled with chili and a hot dog.
Oh, I remember you telling me about these. And that sounds delightful.
And I ate them all the time.
It's not Friday. Yeah, still to this day, the Sonic, the Frito chili cheese wraps. That's my go-to. That scratches an itch in a big way for me. I love those.
Do you?
Oh, those are great.
Okay.
Yeah, 2 or 3 of those. You got yourself a nice afternoon.
Nice. Good deal.
So I'm all about sloppy convenience.
Trying to think, my go-tos at Sonic is usually the bacon double cheeseburger. That's kind of
bougie.
That's kind of my jam.
Double patty on your stuff.
I'm a fat guy. We want to do. I don't get this wheat and celery. Just saying.
Oh, they got them pretzel twists too. Those are. Ooh.
I do enjoy those from a time or two. I get one every once in a while.
Convenience foods.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, shoot, I'm that same guy that, like, when you go to a restaurant, like a Chili's or Applebee's or something, what do you want for dinner? Give me the sampler appetizer.
Oh, yeah.
That's I do it all the time. And it's like, give me a little popcorn chicken.
That's a man who doesn't want to choose.
Yeah. So it's like, ooh. Well, and I'm a mark for Southwest egg rolls.
Oh, yeah.
Southwest egg rolls that Chili's has, and I think someone else makes.
Like Applebee's, maybe.
I'll eat those things all day. The black beans with the cheese and the corn and the whatever meat they put in them. Yeah, those I've made dinners out of many a time.
I was fine when we got here, and then now I'm starving.
Be honest, I don't feel like eating. I'm kind of all eating out right now. Elliot Rodriguez with Lone Depot going to join us here in just a bit.
Phrasing.
But before we do this, let's get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Looks like all the moist air will stay to our west for now, at least. So we get dry weather today, lots of sunshine and pretty warm. Afternoon highs will top out at around 90. Could be a little bit breezy during the afternoon hours. Clear tonight, down to 65. We're in the low 90s with sunshine again on Tuesday. Getting a little bit warmer for Wednesday with mid-90s and sunshine. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
And currently 73 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 71%. Winds currently out of the southeast at 6 miles per hour. This week is pretty much the same all week. If you like mostly sunny skies with highs in the low 90s, that's this week. Sunny 92 today. South winds 10 to 15. Tonight, clear skies, overnight low of 67. South winds 5 to 10. Tuesday, sunny 91 for a high. South winds 5 to 15. Wednesday, sunny, high of 92. South winds 5 to 10. Thursday, sunny, high of 91. Friday, sunny, high of 91. And the weekends, more of the same. Sunny and 92 on Saturday. Sunny and 89 on Sunday. So a little bit cooler on Sunday when you're inside watching football. All right, it is 25 minutes after 8 o'clock. We're going to take about a 3.5-minute commercial break. And then Elliot Rodriguez with Lone Depot will join us on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Buying a sewing machine from a big box store or online might seem like a bargain, but in this case, you really do get what you pay for. Just the machine. No lessons, no help with figuring out why it isn't working the way you expect, and no one close to fix it. Buying locally from an authorized retailer may cost a little more, but in the end, it will save you time, money, and aggravation. Come see me, Chris Ann, at So Easy Sewing, 200 East College Boulevard in Roswell, and let me show you why it pays to shop local. So Easy Sewing. You've never had it so easy.
There are 3 key phrases that need to be spoken on a regular basis in a healthy marriage. Hi, this is Pastor Troy and Julie Smotherman for The Joy of Marriage.
You know, for over 20 years, Julie and I have been sharing these 3 key phrases, and here they are. I love you, I'm sorry, and I forgive you.
Ephesians 4:32 says, "Be kind and compassionate to one another, forgiving each other, just as in Christ God forgave you."
You know, it's so easy to expect others to love us, to say I'm sorry, and to forgive us. But you know, it's really a gift that we give each other. You know, the Bible teaches us we sow and we reap. Sow into your spouse, I love you, I forgive you, I'm sorry. And then you'll reap a harvest in return. Someone has to start the process. Let that be you today so you can really enjoy your marriage.
If you have any questions or would like further information about the Joy of Marriage Ministry, please go to jomconference.com.
Hello, I'm Tara Mitcha, State Director for the National Rifle Association, letting you know that the NRA Political Victory Fund endorses State Representative Greg Nybert for re-election in House District 59. Greg has worked relentlessly to support our Second Amendment rights and to oppose legislation that restricts law-abiding gun owners. Progressive politicians in Santa Fe have an agenda that would erode our right to protect our families, our homes, and ourselves. Greg Nybert will vigorously oppose those who want to tread on our right to keep and bear arms and our precious liberty and freedom. He is a true friend of the Second Amendment and of our sporting heritage in New Mexico. Vote Greg Nybert, representative for House District 59.
Hi, I'm Dr. Keon at Carabelli Dental. Same-day smiles are what we do. My passion is helping patients chew, talk, and live with confidence. That's why I'm one of the few doctors in the U.S. who can create beautiful same-day smiles with the latest digital implant technology. This procedure is life-changing. Just ask Sean.
Hi, I'm Sean. I've been that voice that you've heard on the radio for most of my life, but I'm also a dad to two amazing kids. I've had a million reasons to smile, but in all my old pictures, I was never smiling. Truth is that life of improper care and being dealt a bad hand genetically left me practically with no teeth. It affected everything from the way I ate, the way I talked, and of course how I interacted with people. And that's where Dr. Keon and Carabelli stepped in. They eased my fears. They explained every step of the process in a way that I could understand, and they made me feel almost like I was part of the team. And now, I can't stop smiling. I have so much more confidence, and I love looking in the mirror now. I can't explain how much of a difference Dr. Keon's dental implant process made for me.
Our team can help you find your smile too. Come see us at Carabelli Dental, 575-622-4455.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. 47.2% of all statistics are made up on the spot. Is this true? I'd say chances are about 50%. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 8:29, and joining us in studio this morning from Lone Depot, Elliot Rodriguez back with us. Good morning. How you doing today?
I'm doing good. Good morning, Roswell.
How's life in the home world this morning? Everything? I know it's a bit crazy out there in this world with everything, but
I know it's very interesting what is happening, and it's gonna get more interesting pretty soon. You know, so like even this morning, it was already going to the the negative direction. If you may.
Yeah, stock markets, and
yes,
the Fed, everybody else is inflation's really wreaking havoc on things right now.
I love how the guys in the news like inflation is getting better and this and that, and they're like, no, it's not. It's about to get worse before it gets better.
Yeah, your little Band-Aids maybe move the needle a little bit, but they're not fixing any problems. They're just making people. It's an election year. What do you want to do for?
I know. Yeah, they're going to continue doing what they've been doing. Trying to control it, but it's not going to do what it's supposed to do. That they expecting for it to
They want to put the Band-Aids on it to give the numbers that they can tout for the elections, and then go back to screwing you. But
I don't want to go either way or another. But he's gonna hit that. He's gonna get the hit.
Yeah.
Inflation and depression at the same time on his term.
Well, this is what we're dealing with.
It's the way it is.
Which, but if you are savvy and play the game, little smart, smart. You can be a little smart about it. You can be just fine on all this stuff. Obviously, the days of getting the 3.5%-4% loans and stuff. Interest rates on your home loans, that's in the rearview mirror. For people that have locked in on those, just sit back and enjoy it.
Go for all of you guys.
Yeah. For the rest of us, now you got to play there's still good deals to be had but really this is now if you're disciplined and you have, all those things that they want, good credit, things like that, you're in the driver's seat still. That never changes. But this now for folks, the rest of us, you got to be a little bit more disciplined about it, making, when to pull the trigger and when not to pull the trigger on something is a little bit more important right now. You just got to be, and that's where talking to folks like Elliot and your real estate agent, making sure you're in constant contact with your loan officer and your real estate agent to help you navigate through those things.
That's funny. It's like Mike is in the same, same thinking of mind with me and what I'm thinking right now. No, yes. Folks, it's about to get a little bad on the rates, a little more, but that's okay. No big deal. All right. So what Mike is saying is 100% correct. Right now, it's time to plan and think about not just interest rates, just what you can afford.
Right.
Okay. Because if you start thinking about rates, you'll never buy a house. Okay. And that's just the name of the game. It happens. Like we have spoke here in the past, I had a 9.5 interest rate back in 2004. Okay. So, that's literally just 16 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's not, far, from, if you go and see in the history, go and Google it. I always say it. Go and check it out.
Mm-hmm.
So when the market goes up and when you have inflation like we have right now, the rates go up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the only way, what did they say? Something that goes up must what?
Come down.
Come down.
Does at some point.
So it's happening. So it's going to continue going up a little more. We'll see either this week or next week on the 24th, what they're going to do, okay? If they're going to really, up the ceiling again like 75 basis points like everybody's talking. So we don't know that because we don't have no inside trade on that yet.
Sure.
So there's no such a thing to know for a fact. But I think that's truly where it's going. That's the forecast.
Okay.
What the Fed's going to probably do. So
is one of the biggest problems in this time period right now really for people that are looking to buy a house is that you have to be careful of paying too much for the house now because demand is high and supply is low. People are paying more money for homes that maybe are overinflated on the actual worth of the house. Where generally in the scheme of things, when you buy real estate, almost always you're going to get a return on your investment because it's really hard to. It's not like a car or something. Most real estate appreciates in value. But if the value's already inflated right now, and so for a home that normally you'd pay $150,000 for, now they're charging you $180,000 for it. At some point, that house is going to be $150,000 again with the inflation. It's not. It's going to come back down. And so, is that a real issue where people are paying too much, and then they turn around and sell the house 5 years from now, and it's not worth what they're upside down on the house?
Partially, yes and no.
Okay.
Okay. And we spoke about this before. Back in 2007, okay? I don't know if you guys saw that. 2007, 2004.
Right.
Okay. So I built a home in Colorado Springs, okay? And it wasn't not only that the rates were higher at the time.
Yeah.
The ex-wife actually had something to do with that, so didn't make my situation better. But nevertheless, I ended up with a 9.5 interest rate, on a home that I was building.
Right.
Okay. So there's partially true to what Mike is saying, but again, in 2007 when I invested here on that duplex that I sold, recently, okay, I tried to refinance it when I moved over here in 2010. Okay. So in 2010, I bought it for $185,000. All right. It appraised at $195 at the top end of the market when I bought it. Okay. And if folks can go in the history, that's when we were doing so good on pricing, and everybody in the whole world, we used to say we were in a bubble ourselves, So houses were a little more expensive, okay, at that moment when I bought. So in turn, I bought in the high end of the market.
Right.
So when I tried to refinance it, the appraiser guy, went a little stupid, and then I asked the bank at the time that did my loan. No, we need to get somebody else to do another appraisal. The fact of the matter was that I actually still appraised to where I bought it, 185. So the 195, it went down just a little, okay, but it maintained its price. So one of the things we're going to see is just exactly what's happening in California, for many years. The homes are so expensive, okay, and when you try to refinance them, they're not losing like a lot of money.
Okay.
The price may be where you already bought it at, or around those numbers. So So it's not like we're going to lose too much.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So once they go up, you're saying most of them will hold the value.
It stays somewhat the same.
Okay.
And remember, it's not over. We're still going up. Okay?
Gotcha.
What is happening right now, we're going to start seeing, a little going back and forth as far as pricing some homes.
Mm-hmm.
And homes may not 100% appraised to what a lot of people are trying to sell them.
Gotcha.
So we're about to have something very interesting. So for a long time, we were having a buyer's market where we didn't really have a buyer's market. It was actually a seller's market.
Right.
Okay. Because people were selling. What is going to happen now, we're going to have too much of influx of houses.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it's going to turn around the other way.
Gotcha.
So now it's going to truly become a buyer's market for real again.
Gotcha.
So what does that mean? A lot more negotiation. Also, the part that we need to keep in mind is you need to plan because the houses went up. Doesn't mean it's going to drop down. Let's make an example. A home that could sell like 180 and now is maybe 225 or something like that. Then we're talking about $40,000 to $50,000 difference. Doesn't mean it's going to drop that back down to 180.
Gotcha.
It may not keep going up, or at least not too much, but it may just go down $5,000, $10,000. That's pretty much it. So that means the prices is still going to stay somewhat high.
Right.
We're going to have more houses because they're going to be available. And if anybody's keeping track and watching what's happening, we have more houses in the market a little more again.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How many? I haven't checked. I haven't had this conversation with any of the agents. To see what the amount of houses are in the market as what we were having in 2017 or whatever. That wish we had a lot of them.
Sure.
And that was when, if you saw for a little while, there were people like putting offers for the same house,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like a fight. Okay. So that may about to come back a little, but not as much. There may be too many houses. Okay. But the prices are higher than what people are looking for.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So, like a guy like me, like say I bought my house about 5 years ago, and of course I've locked in at a those good interest rates back about 5 years ago and all that. I'm under 4% or whatever right now, and I'm sitting pretty good. But I've noticed like when I bought my house, 5 years ago, and I'm now seeing other houses in the neighborhood going up on the market. And all of them are $40,000 to $50,000 more than what I paid for my house 5 years ago. Is that safe to say that my investment now is going to be closer in that ballpark range? I have no plans to sell.
No,
but
I got you.
But so if I wanted to put my house on the market today, in theory, I have that much more equity built in because of that value. Is that something I can expect to kind of keep now?
That's actually about the best fact, check that we can actually use for what's happening right now.
Yeah.
That's actually a true statement, if you may.
Okay.
Because let's be realistic. Okay. It goes the other way, like when it goes the bad way too.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, we talked about houses being sold for less when people have a foreclosure or a short sale and everything. So it damage and it affects the people that are right around the same house that's happening.
Yeah.
Well, it goes the other way too now. So this is the positive side of the coin in this situation.
Sure.
So the market has gone up so super quick, okay? And let's keep in mind, 25% of the sales in California, Canada, and then even in Europe, okay? So have gone down 25% on the second quarter. So what does that mean? That was the trade right there showing, it's going the other way now.
Gotcha.
Okay. But then there's so many houses coming up. A lot of people putting them in the markets. They're selling them for more and all that still. Okay. So that means now we're going to have to see more houses in the market because everybody's still, in other words, like when you're running so fast, you cannot just stop.
Right.
You have to slow down.
Sure. Yeah.
And they're slow
down the momentum.
The momentum's still going. So that means homes going to still be somewhat high. And the houses around that have not sold, or people like you and I that have maybe a home that is older, we got it a while back or whatever. Now they actually worth more money. So now is the time to think like, do we sell our houses and the extra money we have invest to get a better house and so on? That's why, like I always say, the green machine never stops.
Sure.
Okay. So the folks out there that I'm watching, they never have bought a house. This is the time right now. Okay. And it's funny because it's fun. Like, well, Elliot, you always say this, the time is now. Why? Because you have to look at what is positive, take the negative to the side.
Sure.
It doesn't matter. Okay. The market is going to, go up and down for the rest of our life. Okay. How do we manage and deal with those things? That's the different story.
Sure.
Okay. So if you haven't bought a house still, okay, You know, so let's talk about those folks for just a second, and we'll go back to the ones that have the house now.
Sure.
It's still time to start planning. Talk to you. You know, that's why I was saying you and I are thinking the same thing.
Sure.
Talk to your loan officers.
Sure.
Okay? Talk to your real estate agent and start
Sure.
planning. Don't just go out there and shop around and you're not ready. You need to think about what you can afford, what are you comfortable.
Yeah.
And now it's more time of looking about what I can buy, what I'm comfortable with, and stop thinking about interest rates at the moment. Because right now, if you're thinking about really interest rates, they're a little higher than what we used to, and they're about to get a little higher.
Sure.
Okay. So if you start thinking that way, you may not never buy a house. But that's the problem.
Well, and I think, you know, and if I say anything wrong here, please call me out on it.
Go ahead.
But I kind of feel like, you know, owning a home is the investment in you. It doesn't matter if it's a financial investment or a personal investment. You're investing in your own growth, your own stability. To buy your own home begats the next thing on what we as Americans look at as terms of success, and, you know, creating the, you know, what's everybody want? I want the 2.5 kids, the picket fence, the whole, you know, that's the American dream.
Yeah, the American dream.
And it doesn't matter where you at in your life, you've got to put your foot in the game to start that process. So, yeah, okay, the numbers right now aren't, you know, as far as interest rates, they're not the most ideal for people looking to buy.
Yeah, they don't sound like the prettiest one.
Yeah,
know?
But you can't start winning until you get in the game. And the more you just pay rent to somebody, you're just feeding someone else's game. You're not investing back into yourself. So a home that's worth less, that's yours, is more valuable to you than you living in a nicer house that you don't own and paying rent for, is what I'm saying. And if you own it, and so because every mortgage payment you're making, you're investing that money back in you, the value of that home. And so that value, that $1,000 a month you're paying for rent, is now, that's going to invest in someone else's value. That $1,000 is investing in your value, and it's coming back to you. Sure, the bank's getting their cut, making money off you and all that. Don't get me wrong. But at the end of the day, you're getting a return on your investment, because there is value. That house will go up in value as long as you maintain it, keep it from being a disaster area. Someone's going to probably be willing to pay you more money for it than what you bought it for. And that's investing back into you. So that's when we talk about, yeah, okay, so it's not the sweet deals of 2 years ago now. But it doesn't matter to you, because you've got to get in the game to get to a point where at some point you're retiring, you're living your life and doing these things. Because I'm telling you right now, people that rent their whole lives, they don't retire. They're constantly working for somebody else.
I mean, let's be realistic. This is exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah.
So let's go back to that duplex that I bought in 2007 here.
Yeah.
I don't even know, 2006, 2007 is all like, you know, it's all in there. I can't keep track of time anymore.
Yeah.
So, folks, I bought it for $185,000. Okay. At the time that I bought it, it appraised $195,000. Okay. When everybody was going bananas and the whole world was, changing and prices went going down and stuff like that, which is one of the reasons that I came over here too. Okay. Because Colorado Springs was going crazy, like something that, should cost more money. It was costing a little less, but not so much. But I didn't like the idea either.
Sure.
So I came over here, went back to some of my properties, my duplex, didn't want to appraise, but then I got somebody else to appraise it. It was just a real bad appraiser at that moment. But the thing is, it kept its price, okay, the value. And I literally sold it just recently, last year, okay? And folks, I didn't sell it for $300,000 or anything like that. So,
well, that's just it. You can
I sell it for more, but it wasn't $300,000 or anything like that. I mean,
and the beauty of real estate, you can do minimal work to something and get a huge return on it. It's something like planting some grass seed or watering the lawn or painting the house or paint, things that you could go to Home Depot, buy in a weekend and be done with.
Yeah,
you can get thousands of dollars back.
That's very true.
When you do go to sell or get the house appraised and all that, just from buying a couple gallons of paint or buying a lawnmower.
Well, let's put it like this. I've been doing rent, oh my God, for like 25 years or so, I guess. If you're not a landlord, okay, folks, remember the reason that movie was called the million, what is it? The $1 million landlord. What was the name of that movie?
The super. I can't remember.
The point is, if you keep a home, okay, and you're renting them out, okay, don't just suck the life out of it and never maintain it and take care of it. All right. When I sold my duplex just recently, I didn't have to do almost nothing to it. Why? Because all these years I have maintained it.
Sure.
When it needed a new roof, I put in a new roof.
You just don't collect checks
just don't collect checks and just think that you don't have to take care of your place.
I don't know how many people I've known that are rentors, like they rent properties and then they have a roof problem, and rather than fix the roof, they file a claim to pay bills,
and they keep the money.
And then the roof never gets fixed, and then they have a heck of a time trying to get it replaced because they've already been paid.
And by the way, guys, that's insurance fraud. Don't do that.
Yeah, you go to jail for that. But how often does that happen?
A lot. Let me tell you something. We hear stories all the time. Somebody's selling a home. They do inspections, and the roof needs to be fixed.
Yeah.
And then we'll find out that there was actually a claim done on it, and then the place was not fixed.
Yeah.
All right. Well, they fixed it that they could and kept most of the money. Okay, and now they're trying to sell the house, and now they still need to fix it.
They threw some tar on the roof and called it good.
Funny,
slap some shingles.
It happens. Now, the thing is this. If you do the right thing throughout the years, just little by little, guys, I might be really good with money and everything, and, God have given me the brains to kind of be a good business person and everything. I mean, I was the business banker in West Fargo back then. You know what I mean?
Right.
So this is what I do. But I just didn't spend a bunch of money every year on taking care of my places. I mean, I'm here to make some money, when I was renting them.
Sure.
Like Mike and I all the time we talked about, if you're going to be living on a place, everybody has to have a place to live.
Mm-hmm.
If you can rent, you can pay $950, $1,000, $1,200, $1,500 a month. You could own a home on your own instead, okay?
And you probably have a little bit cheaper payment.
I have heard stories like, I've been living in this place and the landlord doesn't fix this. I would have run away a long time ago. Either go and rent someplace else,
sure,
or buy a new home.
Yeah.
Okay? Take care of yourself. You've been renting and paying, all this rent all these years. Why not own your own home?
Yeah.
And all you have to do right now is plant, because it's for you guys now. It's becoming a buyer's market again. Okay, so it's going to be houses now. You can negotiate. Now, I'm not saying go out there and offer less money from the homes. That's not going to happen,
lose,
guys.
Yeah.
You're going to lose, because guess what? Everybody's still looking for houses.
It's still competitive.
Yeah, they're still competitive. The prices are still high. Okay, and that doesn't mean that you're buying a house for less. There's no lender that I know that is going to give you a loan for like a house that worth.
If a price is way overinflated,
we're not going to give you the loan.
That's going to say, yeah, we'll cover that.
Exactly. That's not going to happen, folks. So
loan companies aren't in the business to give away money for free, knowing they're going to take a loss.
It feels like we do, but it's not. But the point is, it's good right now for the new people buying a home.
Yeah.
Okay. Because that's not going to stop. Now you need to listen to your loan officer. You need to listen to your real estate agent. Okay. And do it the right way.
Yeah.
Okay. Go and negotiate. Try to get the home that you want. Because right now, it's the time to still buy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I'm always going to say that anyway, because there's always a positive.
Sure.
For the point of getting a home. The folks out there that own homes and got good deals before, and they got a bunch of equity. Yeah, this is your time maybe to tap into your equity and go and invest. Go and buy another house.
Absolutely.
Upgrade the house you have to a better house.
Return on your own investment.
And then rent the house you have. The fact of the matter still is, rent is a lot more expensive than even owning your home now.
Yeah.
Okay. And a lot of folks are going to say, but that's not true. It's like, well, partially it is. Because if you can go and buy a home for what you already renting, it means your weight of life as far as spending is not changing.
Right.
But now you're becoming a homeowner instead. So what does that mean? Yeah, it is changing for the positive.
Yeah.
For yourself.
Well, every mortgage payment you're making,
it's yours.
It's a little bit of equity back into you, or that rent payment's going into whoever owns the property that you're paying the rent check to. And I know, and people are like, well, I don't have the credit and all that. And this is where Elliot can sit down with families. That's what he does, especially with these first-time home buyers and things that don't know all the ins and outs, don't have the 800 credit scores, don't have, here's my itemized list of expenses and, all that. Most of us don't work that way. And that's where Elliot can work with folks and say, look, I get it. Here's where we can do. But look, in 6 months, give me 6 months. and you do this, this, and this, I guarantee your credit rating is going to be up, and we can put you into you're going to be in the driver's seat, much more commanding on that sale. And that's where Elliot really excels in the difference, with him and Loan Depot versus rolling into Bank X and saying, I want a loan. He's like, all right, let's take a look at things here. And if everything's kosher, he's like, what do you want to do? Let's do this.
That's true. If I can get you home right now, I'll get you home.
Yeah.
And another thing to keep in mind is this, okay? Because I got a handful of folks that wants to wait, because for the race to get better. The race is not going to get better anytime soon. They don't.
You're
going to
be waiting a while.
Okay. So the fact of the matter is the forecast. And remember this, guys. How many times we get forecast of water over here and we don't get no water?
30% chance of rain. You've heard all about that.
50%, and we still don't get no water. I mean, we got lucky a few times, but what I mean with this is it is forecast to get better by the end of the year or the beginning of the year.
Sure.
When is that going to happen for a fact? We don't know that, guys.
Sure.
If any lender, I mean, I heard some stuff in the radio. I mean, I hear in the radio, and I'm not going to say no name, but I thought it was very crazy. Oh, come and refinance with us. We can save you $1,000. Like, if you have a $500,000 home loan, I mean, what about those folks that have $150,000 or $180,000?
What about most people's
scenario? Come on. And I'm sorry, you're not going to, unless you're paying a bunch of things off, you're not saving, $1,000 a month just like that.
Sure.
I mean, I can get very creative, but every situation is totally different. So I cannot say on a message on the radio that I can save you that much money.
Sure.
Because every situation for every individual is totally 100% different.
Whoever guarantees that kind of stuff in a
I heard that in the radio for one. Like,
a bold-faced liar.
Oh, my goodness. That's just crazy. And also, interest rates. Okay? And, I mean, if go and find me in the radio or even on Facebook and see if you find Elliot ever saying you could get this kind of interest. No, there's no such a thing.
Yeah.
Every situation is totally different. And it's funny when you hear those things.
Sure.
And I feel bad for the folks that go online and they see those 4.5 and this and that. And like, okay, so how much is costing? What is the situation? How much money they're putting down? There's so much, okay? Because you still see it.
Well, you get lured in with that, but then you've built yourself up of the dream of the home, and then you're willing to sacrifice later. When it's like, okay, we can't do this, but we'll give you this. And like, well, now I can't afford it, but I really want the home. Okay, let's do it. And you're like, well, now you're in trouble.
So right now, what I mean to plan is to talk to your loan officer, to your real estate agent, okay? It's not about getting the best interest rate that you can get, because right now, you could get the best interest as possible, but if you're paying too much money, you're just throwing that money away.
Absolutely.
Folks, if you're going to buy a home right now, buy a home. Buy a home that you can afford. Okay? Allow the people that are there that are licensed, they're the experts to help you, and listen to their, what they have to say. In the end of the day, you're still going to do what you're going to do.
Sure.
We just advise you and try to help you, but
stay within your means.
Stay between your means, and don't spend too much money on trying to get the best rate, because the rates are still going up. When the rates get down, okay, then you could refinance.
Gotcha.
And get a better interest rate. But
that's when you can push the envelope and be a little more risky. But right now, it's play it safe.
Yeah, just
handle your business.
Yeah, don't stop.
And do what you need to do. Don't get extravagant. Just take care and weather the storm, basically.
Exactly, because let's put it like this. I got folks that are buying homes, that are building homes, okay? And we lock in the rates for 9 months and so on. They pay a small fee on front to do some of these things.
Right.
I'm now over here telling them, you know what, buy more points and this and that, because the more points you buy, you get a better interest rate. But if you're going to refinance in 6 months or a year, okay, if you're going to, I'm not saying don't buy points. I'm just saying watch how much points you buy. Because if you spend too much money on trying to get you the best interest rate possible, there's nothing wrong with that, okay? I mean, I tell people, to do that if they want to, but don't spend too much, because if you're going to refinance, all you did is throw money away.
Sure.
Okay? Save that money or put it in as a down payment.
The juice wasn't worth the squeeze there.
Exactly, you know. So, like, take the right, take the right flavor out of it.
Sure.
Instead of just not getting the flavor that you should get, and then you don't have no more flavor for later.
Yeah.
So
it's just little Kenny Rogers. Know when to hold them, when to fold them,
there you go.
when to walk away and run. We're out of time here, but please, if you're looking for a home or looking to sell, or even if you're just I think I need some explaining. I really don't understand. I need some help. Elliot with Loan Depot will be happy to sit down and talk with you, talk all numbers, talk about your scenario, your situation, and navigate that through you. And it doesn't matter if you've never bought a home before or if this is your 70th home. He's got you covered. Don't hesitate to reach out direct. You can call the office at 505-445-2070, or probably the best number is his cell phone direct at 719-237-4680. Again, that's 719-237-4680. And, of course, online, you can always shoot him an email, erodriguez@loandepot.com. Or go to his website, which is loandepot.com/Elliot Rodriguez, all one word there.
Mm-hmm.
And you can go check out his website and see more about what we're talking about here. And, and of course, set up an appointment and get in contact and all that.
Check me out online, find me, and you'll see what I've been doing for the past 4 or 5 years or so.
Absolutely. And really get let him sit down and go through and see what the right plan is for you. And that's just it. We don't want to talk plans because the plan that works for you may not be the plan that works for your neighbor. And
everybody's different.
So we don't have those conversations here on the radio. You can have those conversations back at his office with him about that. So.
But don't be afraid. Buy if you're looking for a home, still buy a home. Don't let whatever's happening in the market stop you.
You need what you need. Go get what you need. That's kind of the. But if it's something you can hold off on or something that you don't need right now, it's more. Then maybe we need to reassess.
Exactly.
Yeah. Good deal. Well, thank you, Elliot. As always, apprate the visit. We'll see you next time. Anytime. Don't work too hard out there. Hopefully next month we got better news for people, maybe.
I think so. After this week or next week, we'll know exactly where we're going to be at. So
yeah. All right. It is 8:57. Quick break before news. Don't go away.
I'm State Representative Greg Nibert. New Mexico ranks 50th in child well-being, and this statistic is not acceptable. Too often we see in the news where a child taken into state custody is returned to an abusive situation only to suffer more abuse, sometimes resulting in death. Chavez County is not immune. Chavez County CASA and its staff and volunteers understand the system and where things go wrong. I have met with CASA to understand how we need to create a better system of caring for abused and neglected children and to break the cycle of abuse. I listen to local experts and then engage the state agency at the highest levels. I will support legislation to bring about positive change. I ask for you to vote for me, Greg Nibert, to allow me to continue to be your effective conservative voice in Santa Fe. Voting begins on October 11th and Election Day is November 8th. Please vote Greg Nibert for State Representative District 59.
Paid for by Greg Nibert for State Representative, Richard Taylor, Treasurer.
Jennifer here from Trustmark Roofing, and I know you've heard me say that you can trust Trustmark, but I want you to know what that looks like in real life. A few years ago, we installed a beautiful new roof for an older woman who was recently widowed. She was an artist and colors were really important to her. So when she said she didn't like the color of a brand new roof, we took that seriously. She had picked the color and signed off on it, but I just kept thinking, if she's going to walk into her house every day and be disappointed, then we're just going to redo it. So we did. We ripped that beautiful new roof off and replaced it with a slightly different color, and she was thrilled. Yes, it cost us quite a bit of money to make her happy, but I want you to know you can trust Trustmark to make it exactly right every time. If you have any roofing needs, call us at 575-755-ROOF or find us online at trustmarkroofpros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
Roswell's home for talk radio is 106.5 FM, KEND Roswell.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. The Queen returns to Windsor for the final time. The late monarch's hearse, escorted by the Queen's Guard, arriving at Windsor Castle now. The funeral procession at Windsor follows this morning's state funeral at Westminster Abbey. The Dean of Westminster, the Very Reverend David Hoyle, leading mourners in prayer and reflection on the Queen's remarkable life and reign.
We remember her unswerving commitment to a high calling over so many years as Queen and head of the Commonwealth. With admiration, we recall her lifelong sense of duty and dedication to her people.
It is a day that's packed with events in London and now in Windsor as Great Britain remembers the Queen and bids a final farewell. The Taliban has released an American contractor who had been held hostage in Afghanistan for more than 2 years.
Navy veteran Mark Frericks was abducted in January 2020 after spending more than a decade in Afghanistan as a civilian contractor. President Biden called the family to share the news. The U.S. agreed to a prisoner swap, releasing a notorious drug lord member of the Taliban. In a statement, the president said winning Mark's freedom required difficult decisions, which were not taken lightly. Greg Clugston, Washington.
It was a close call. A Russian missile struck near reactors at a nuclear power plant in southern Ukraine, not damaging them but hitting other equipment nearby. Ukrainian authorities denouncing today's attack as an act of nuclear terrorism. Stocks have turned positive on Wall Street. Right now, the Dow is up 96 points, the Nasdaq ahead 23. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Hey, I'm Andy. If you don't know me, it's probably because I'm not famous. But I did start a men's grooming company called Harry's. The idea for Harry's came out of a frustrating experience I had buying razor blades. Most brands were overpriced, overdesigned, and out of touch. At Harry's, our approach is simple. Here's our secret. We make sharp, durable blades and sell them at honest prices for as low as $2 each. We care about quality so much that we do some crazy things, like buy a world-class German blade factory. Obsessing over every detail means we're confident in offering a 100% quality guarantee. Millions of guys have already made the switch to Harry's, so thank you if you're one of them. And if you're not, we hope you give us a try with this special offer. Get a Harry starter set with a 5-blade razor, weighted handle, shave gel, and a travel cover, all for just $3 plus free shipping. Just go to harrys.com and enter 3388 at checkout. That's harrys.com. Code 3388. Enjoy.
For the first time in several years, the UN General Assembly gets underway in person in New York this week.
No more pre-recorded addresses or hybrid meetings because of the pandemic. Instead, the UNGA will include speeches from most of the world's leaders, including President Biden. U.S. Ambassador to the UN, Linda Thomas-Greenfield, says the administration has 3 priorities: global food insecurity, the UN Charter, and global health.
As COVID-19 reminded us, global health threats do not respect borders. We must tackle COVID-19, monkeypox, and other outbreaks.
Speeches begin Tuesday. Biden, who is traveling to the Queen's funeral, speaks Wednesday. Julie Walker, New York.
A tropical storm slammed southwestern Japan with heavy rains and winds today, leaving 1 person dead and another missing as it swerved north toward Tokyo. News and analysis at townhall.com. Honda's catching some heat for telling employees it wants that money back.
Workers at the Marysville plant in Ohio got a memo recently saying bonus checks they received were in error and the company wants some of that money returned. In some cases, that could mean hundreds of dollars. The company says it overpaid workers. The memo said workers have until September 22nd to make arrangements to either pay the money up front by cash or check or have the excess money deducted from future paychecks or bonuses. And those who refuse to choose will have the money deducted from future bonuses by default. Rhonda Rockstra reporting.
China denouncing President Biden's statement that American forces will defend Taiwan if Beijing launches an invasion of the self-governing island. Mr. Biden answered yes when asked during a 60 Minutes interview whether U.S. forces would defend Taiwan in the event of a Chinese invasion, Beijing giving no indication of possible retaliation. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 3.
Chris Inviernos.
Of Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Monday. You okay?
Threw my back out for you people.
I was about to say, you still hurt. You were stowed up the other day.
It's still, I mean, it's still tender. It's at this point, it's the mounting.
Tender or tender?
Tender.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just checking.
It's not from Tinder. It wasn't Tinder.
I know if you're dating again or what. I don't know.
I bumbled my back.
So
I really wish I had a story that goes along with it. I went out while I was sleeping.
Yeah. That's what happens when you get old, man.
Yeah.
What's your war? How'd you screw up your back? Sleeping.
Some epic story. Well, I was mid-dream.
Yeah. It's never anything exciting. Like, oh, yeah, there's guys that tried to attack me, and I had to do some, ninja skills, and I twisted a hammy doing that. And it's never that. It's, I was sleeping.
Right.
I was fixing a sandwich and bent over to pick up the mayo and threw my back out.
This is why you never fall asleep in church. Wake up all of a sudden, God throws your back out.
Yeah. I was getting ramped up in a difficult chess game, and my pawn, doesn't
Rook
ring
tonight,
hollow.
3-0.
That's why usually when I have a good visual injury, like a cast or something like that, I just make up stuff. People ask, "Oh, what happened?" Dog fight, whatever it is. It's
cycling.
Yeah, something obscure, just something really. Oh yeah, needlepoint.
That's what I was telling. That's what I was telling Chris because he since his surgery, he's been seamlessly randomly putting the brace on. Like we were out at the car show.
Okay.
On the 10th.
He was braced then?
He wasn't braced. He was moving around like he was fine, but then I turned around and then I turned back and he was in his brace.
Oh.
I was like, what? That was an interesting transformation. He says he every now and again puts it on to kind of relieve some of the strain on the spine, which makes sense. I understand.
Well, if that's, absolutely. But in my head now, I'm hoping it's like Wonder Woman. Linda Carter Wonder Woman.
Where he just
Linda Carter,
really fast
where he can spin in a circle. And he's got the breast, the back brace, and all that stuff on. Where you remember the Linda, not new Wonder Woman, Linda Carter, 70s, 80s Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
She literally did a spin like you did to get dizzy as a kid, and she went from Linda Carter to Wonder Woman.
Yep.
And I'm hoping Chris can do the same with his back brace. He just does and I'd hope to hear the song. Too, if that when it came out.
I'm sure it's a much slower turn.
That's the only way I'd like to see that, if we can, he just does a turn and then he's in the back brace man. Dun, dun, dun.
But I was just thinking,
hey, it's Monday. They don't get any better.
Yeah, throw the brace on and be like, no, there's some crazy stuff happening right over there, man.
That's right.
Don't go over there.
Yeah.
Or just look somebody square in the eye and just go, don't order the beef. What does that have to do with your neck injury? Just don't order the beef and then just walk away.
Yeah. I never did get the invisible jet. What was the point of the invisible jet?
It's invisible.
Right, but she's not.
Right.
So it's just this woman floating around in the sky in a seated position.
Yeah, but that's a lot harder to see from ground level than a whole plane.
But why? What's the point? I just don't get it.
The interesting thing is when
just mess with druggies? I mean, what was a sitting chick floating in sky there?
The interesting part is when she chooses to use the bathroom on the invisible jet. That's when things get weird.
Because I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I'm guessing an invisible, and this is speaking from my military days. I'm guessing an invisible jet's incredibly difficult to work on.
Oh yeah, I can't imagine it'd be super easy to, let alone fuel.
Exactly? Did you gas it? I did. Do we know? I don't. Is the gas invisible? Why is there nothing else?
Does the gas become invisible once it goes into the plane?
But she doesn't.
Right.
I mean, there's a lot of holes in this story.
There really are. I'm sure the mechanics have specialty glasses that they can see the.
Now, in all fairness, I don't think the invisible jet came out in the TV show with Linda Carter much. It was always the Justice League cartoon that was on Saturday mornings. But every Saturday morning, there's Wonder Woman. There's Superman flying around. Batman's got his bat, whatever. And then there's Wonder Woman in a seated position.
Just
floating there.
sitting like a lady at all, despite her skirt's far too short to be sitting like that. Passing airlines like, well, you just got a shot of a Wonder Woman you did not expect.
Exactly. It's like, now you should wear pants.
Pantsuit Wonder Woman, not nearly as popular.
I'm just saying. I mean, I don't know. But anyway, I don't know how I went down that rabbit. All about Chris's back brace. That's where that started. Chris's back brace. But anyway, let's get on that. Let's see if we can get Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Or at least make her invisible in the jet.
Right? If the gas becomes invisible once it goes in, how come she can't?
Like Harry Potter puts on the cloak, and when he's on the cloak, you can't see him. Why whatever makes the invisible jet invisible, but whatever you put something in it. Like, and shouldn't that, what if she brings like a packed lunch or something? Why are we not seeing that?
The questions abound. Senator Tour, blue in the face asking these questions. I'm not.
I mean, what about at the airport? Wonder Woman's coming in. You just see this lady floating in and then sitting.
Yeah, I'm not one to explain Wonder Woman physics. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I'm assuming she has a fleet of jets so that, when one goes out, she just throws it in the gutter and goes and grabs another. Although I'm not sure where she keeps him.
Is it, so there's like an invisible boneyard out there of all these invisible planes, and it's literally like, at Cahoon Park, just sitting right there right now. We just don't know about it.
And then the other question, can she see the plane? So does she have to feel around for it and hope that she has the door?
And let's face it, maintainers and stuff bump their heads all the time on antennas and things when you're walking around. It's just part of the job. And intake. Like if I worked on F-16s, they're kind of lower to the ground and got big intakes. You got to walk certain spaces. You walk around the jet when it's on.
Oh yeah,
and you're done ski.
You just get sucked in.
I'm just saying, with no invisible, how do you know? Like, do you feel the intake?
You're just walking along, all of a sudden next to something you can't see, and next thing you know, you're just ground beef on the other side.
I don't know. We need to get Leslie Nielsen on this. He'll solve the case.
He's booked.
Frank Drebin will get on this.
He's booked.
He won't rest until this case is cracked. So, all right. Enough about Wonder Woman. I think I'm spent.
That was a journey.
There's a lot of holes there. This is bubbling up. It's my therapy. And, why is this Wonder Woman just floating around in a seated position all the time? When they made the cartoon, they did not think of something. I mean, I don't know.
There's a lot of logic here, a lot of logic holes that they didn't take time to fill in. Then again, their target demo was like 7.
I get it. But I mean, these are adults that are like drawing these cartoons. I'm like, hey, maybe we should make her invisible too. We got invisible jet, but I granted it's the 70s technology, but maybe we can do it opaque or something at least.
Put a window in so that you could see her head and shoulder.
Yeah, or at least we know it's like make it look kind of invisible, but not be invisible, so we can just say it's kind of like the Hunt for Red October. They started all talking Russian, but they said, we're going to flip over to English and you're going to assume that it's still Russian.
I don't remember what the parody was, but there was the parody of Wonder Woman for this cartoon I watched when I was a kid was Dotted Line Girl.
Yeah.
And she had the dotted line jet. It was an invisible jet, but you could see the outline of it.
I'm okay with that. I'm like, all right, at least maybe you're like, okay, audience, you can't really see them, but for purposes of the show, we're going to pretend that you can, Like the bad guys that know Wonder Woman's floating around here,
right.
but we know, I don't know, but it just seems like, well, what do you want to do? She got an invisible jet. I don't know, just make her float around in a seated position. I'm like, come on.
Is she invisible from underneath?
I don't think so. One would assume if you had a flyover by, you would see whatever you see is right below her.
The questions abound.
I'm telling you, but maybe it's covered because she is in a seat. So the cloth would cover the posterior, so you wouldn't, assuming that's not invisible.
We need to ask Stan Lee. I think we need to get Stan Lee on this.
Well, that's not Stan Lee.
Oh, yeah, that was Marvel.
That was Marvel. You might get some nerds that come knocking on your door after this.
That's true.
Stan Lee. Kill that boy, Stan Lee. He don't know nothing.
I couldn't pull up who created Wonder Woman. So.
You got me. I'm just wondering why I can't see her pants. Poor Jason's been sitting here putting through this whole time. Jason Burke, commander with VFW Post 12184 here in Roswell, is going to join us here in just a minute to not talk about Wonder Woman.
Other stuff.
Of course, they're going to go back to their meeting. It's like, well, we had some A-10s over, Although I will never forget, I happened to be in D.C. This was as an adult, so we were touring D.C. on April Fool's Day, and the Air and Space Museum legit did the Wonder Woman jet video on it, and it was we went in, and because my dad said something dumb, like, "Oh look, it's the invisible jet!" Like it was literally a pair of chalk sitting there on display, and they said for one day they had Wonder Woman's invisible jet in there, and they showed a maintainer like come up and start pretending to clean the glass. They did a whole thing, and my dad was like, "Oh look!" Like for a hot minute, he was like, "Look, it's an invisible jet." I don't know how far along before it clicked in his brain that it was a joke,
right?
But for a full minute, he was acting like that was a real exhibit, and then I saw it on like Facebook or something like later that day. It's like they did a whole produced video with that where they show the guy talking about the jet and how long it's been there, and he's cleaning it and doing everything every day. It was a whole bit. But it was funny. It was on April Fool's Day, and it was the Wonder Woman jet there. So that was a great bit.
That's pretty good.
But I'll never. It's almost like because I work 117s stealth fighters, so people back before everyone and their uncle saw them everywhere, people would like just put chalks like in a plane yard,
right?
Like where they keep a bunch of retired airplanes. They just put a set of chalks and be like, it's an F-117 stealth fighter right there, and just be chalks with maybe a tire.
Super stealth.
Tire sitting there.
It's in stealth mode right now.
That's right. We're stealth mode. Maybe she had stealth mode.
There you go. That's what
Real
it was.
stealths don't have stealth mode, by the way, but apparently Wonder Woman's jet does.
It was the super duper stealth.
Well, that was why I was out on the movie Broken Arrow. If you remember that movie back in the 90s with Christian Slater and John Travolta. And basically, they're B-2 bomber pilots, and they have to steal. They got to steal a nuke or something. I don't remember the whole. Howie Long's in it.
Okay.
The football guy, he's in it too. I think he's one of the bad guys. But anyway, because Hollywood's full of it, surprisingly enough. They had a stealth mode on the B-2 bomber where they were flying. It activates stealth mode. They pushed a button, and I laughed hard because that doesn't happen. But it's kind of like the invisible jet.
It's gotta be hard on the other side of it for you. You can't suspend disbelief and enjoy things like us noobs.
That's why my wife doesn't watch Top Gun with me anymore, because I yell at that thing all the time too. It's fun, don't get me wrong.
Right.
But you will never hear in a dogfight, "I'm too close for missiles, I'm switching to guns." That's hogwash. That doesn't happen. The gun on that thing's useless. It holds like 700 bullets. It shoots like 100 bullets a minute. In 7 seconds, that gun is empty. It's worthless. The only one that's worth a dang is the A-10. But the rest of them are garbage. But anyway, I got to shut up.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman's jet is now going off.
See, here's
the rails.
the problem. Anytime you get Mike on anything aviation, you can expect 20 minutes of let me show you what I got.
Dissertations.
Right.
Yeah. Surprised I'm still married.
It's basically like if anybody brings up pro wrestling around me, I was like, okay.
Yeah, you're the same way.
All right, here we go.
You're like Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Let me tell you about Hacksaw Jim Duggan. All right. It is 9:19. You
Your hand was wet.
Yeah, I was sweaty.
You flung that at me.
I was sweaty. Sorry.
All right. Thanks,
all right. It is 9:19. Let's get up to date on the weather. Chance of moisture, apparently.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Looks like all the moist air will stay to our west for now, at least. So we get dry weather today. Lots of sunshine and pretty warm. Afternoon highs will top out at around 90. Could be a little bit breezy during the afternoon hours. Clear tonight, down to 65. We're in the low 90s with sunshine again on Tuesday. Getting a little bit warmer for Wednesday with mid-90s and sunshine. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 75 here in Roswell. Humidity's at 69%. Winds currently out of the south at 9 miles per hour. Mostly sunny today. 92 the expected high with south winds 10 to 15. Tonight, partly cloudy. Overnight low of 67. South winds 5 to 15. Tuesday, looking a lot like today and the rest of the week. If you like sunny and low 90s, this is your week. Tomorrow, sunny 91. South winds 5 to 15. Wednesday, sunny with a high of 92. South winds 5 to 10. Thursday, sunny with a high of 91. Friday, guess what? Sunny, high of 92. And then for the weekend, sunny 92 on Saturday, sunny and 89 on Sunday. So Whole lot of the same for most of this week as far as the weather goes. All right, it is 20 minutes after 9. Let's take about a 3.5-minute break. And then Jason Burke patiently waiting to sit through all that garbage while to come on the radio with us. So we'll do that on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Hi, I'm Dr. Keon at Carabelli Dental. Same-day smiles are what we do. My passion is helping patients chew, talk, and live with confidence. That's why I'm one of the few doctors in the U.S. who can create beautiful same-day smiles with the latest digital implant technology. This procedure is life-changing. Just ask Sean.
Hi, I'm Sean. I've been that voice that you've heard on the radio for most of my life, but I'm also a dad to 2 amazing kids. I've had a million reasons to smile, but in all my old pictures, I was never smiling. Truth is that life of improper care and being dealt a bad hand genetically left me practically with no teeth. It affected everything from the way I ate, the way I talked, and of course how I interacted with people. And that's where Dr. Keon and Carabelli stepped in. They eased my fears. They explained every step of the process in a way that I could understand, and they made me feel almost like I was part of the team. And now, I can't stop smiling. I have so much more confidence, and I love looking in the mirror now. I can't explain how much of a difference Dr. Keon's dental implant process made for me.
Our team can help you find your smile too. Come see us at Carabelli Dental, 575-622-4455.
You are invited to a Senior Olympics health promotion event on Tuesday, September 20th to help celebrate the National Falls Prevention Awareness Week at the Roswell Recreation and Aquatic Center from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. The event is free for seniors 50 plus and will include topics to help with balance, flexibility, and strength training. Health screenings will include free flu shots, free sack lunch to the first 40 people. The day will also include health education mini workshops on foot and orthopedic care, fun sports demonstrations of pickleball, badminton, cornhole, and dance lessons. No pre-registration required. For more information, call 575-623-5777.
Sometimes when you hit the road hits back. That's why MTA Mechanics and Tire carries major brands like Bridgestone, Cooper, and Michelin. Not only do you get top brand tires, but you also get a nationwide warranty. So wherever you are, MTA Mechanics and Tire has you covered. Stop by or let MTA come to you with their MTA Mobile Tire Shop, covering Roswell, Carlsbad, and Artesia. They can come to your home, office, or even the airport, and alignment is included on all sets of 4 tires. MTA Mechanics and Tires, getting you back on the road.
Sure, you can inspect your own roof, get out that rickety ladder, crawl around up there and try to spot the problem until... Or you could call the experts at Do Right Roofing. Do Right Roofing has quality products for any type of roof. They can even install seamless gutters. Do Right Roofing will inspect your roof and give you a free estimate fast. Keep your feet on the ground. Call Do Right Roofing today.
575-623-2273. Let Do Right do your roof right.
Find them fast in names and numbers. Bob Reed Pest Control has been providing pest management services for over 50 years and continues to set high standards for their customers. Protect your home, family, and pets from destructive, poisonous, and disease-carrying pests. All of Bob Reed Pest Control's licensed technicians are continuously trained and knowledgeable in the latest pest management practices, offering effective treatment plans for any situation. Call Bob Reed Pest Control today, 575-623-5344, and find them fast in names and numbers.
Have you noticed the days are getting shorter? This is Jim Gill from Roswell Seed Company. I know it's kind of hard to tell, but we're on the downhill side of the year, so every day is a couple of minutes shorter than the one before, even though your plants need plenty of food and water to keep them healthy. Like those globe willows that are turning yellow. A good dose of the right fertilizer will make them bright green again. No matter what the problems you're having, we probably have a cure at Roswell Seed Company, but come see us soon, because winter's coming, you know.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Did you know you share your birthday with at least 9 million other people in the world? Your birthday isn't feeling so special now, is it? Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 25 minutes after 9 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning, commander of our Roswell VFW Post 12-184, Jason Burke, back with us. Good morning.
Morning. How are you doing?
Doing good. How are you doing?
Doing great. Doing great.
I must say it's a lot easier when when people say, "Wait, I'm in Legion or anything." 61. That's a lot of numbers. 12-184.
That is a lot of.
That's a big ID number.
It's like 12184. We're the 12,000th VFW post in the United States.
It's hard to make it flow off the tongue a little bit there. Yeah. But the great news is it's here in Roswell. I know. For folks that have been long-time residents or call Roswell home, VFW here locally took a hiatus, but about about 2 years ago?
3 years ago, 3 years ago.
About
Yes,
3
sir.
years ago, the Post has gotten resurgence and got back together, much thanks to yourself and some other people here. And it's now thriving and going. So veterans, calling all veterans, we're looking for new members to come be a part of the Roswell VFW Post.
Absolutely. Every day, we need members. We will never, as long as you have the qualifications, we're not ever going to say, no, we don't need any members right now.
Sure.
We could always use members.
Well, and it's much like Legion, so we share a lot of the same stuff here, and so it's great. The only real difference is I think one's organized by Congress and one isn't. That's pretty much the only difference. They share a lot of the same passions, the same, looking out for the community and looking
We've
out
got
for
the
veterans.
same mission.
Yeah, and obviously we partner a lot here, November and all that. But what I love about is yes, it's a service organization, but it's as much a service organization for veterans as is for the communities. Because yes, VFW is a support system for veterans, a place to, if you need to connect with anything VA related stuff. VFW's always been that source for veterans
Absolutely.
and things like that. But veterans also are people that like to help, hence most reason why most of them ended up at some point in service. First they didn't qualify for college, so they said, I'll join, and then they turned out, this is their life and their calling. So
yes, sir.
But so a lot of it is when they're not taking care of their own, it's helping the community, service in the community, helping families in need in our community, helping children in need in our community. That's something that's passionate to the VFW's heart, is saying, hey, when we're making sure the veterans get everything they need, we want to make sure the community's taken care of too.
Absolutely.
And so it's kind of that role of the veteran in our community. After once your service is done, you're still a servant to the community in many ways, shapes, or forms. And VFW is kind of that conduit to help veterans do that, but also help the community too.
Yeah, most definitely. We're by nature, we're mission driven people. And we no longer wear combat boots. We no longer carry a rifle. We're no longer deployable.
Right.
They take one look at me and they wouldn't.
Although,
deploy me.
if they needed to, most of them would be like, "Yes, I'll put me back on the
exactly.
Put me on the C5. I'll go."
Yes, sir. So we're mission driven, and a lot of veterans, they get out of the military, and if you're like me, it's kind of like, well, what now?
Yeah.
I need a mission. I need, and it's not just working 40 hours a week, coming home, paying the bills.
Sure.
There's a lot more to it than that.
A sense of purpose.
A sense of purpose, exactly. Yeah. And with the VFW, a lot of us, that's where we find our purpose. Mm-hmm. We have missions, we have food drives, we have, all kinds of things that we do for the community.
Absolutely.
Like you said, and for each other, of course.
Well, and that's what it's like helping each other through service. That's kind of like the VFW, because let's face it, many veterans, they deal with a lot of post-traumatic stuff.
Yes, sir.
Some a lot, some a little, somewhere in between. But part of that dealing with it is the service side and doing some of those things. Because if for some of these veterans, if you're idle, that's when the thoughts come in. That's when the negative things happen. And so for them, it's an opportunity to not let idle hands do the devil's work here and say, you know what? Rather than me sitting by myself here stewing, let's go and see if I can make an impact on someone else's life, or let's get our veterans together and let's see if we can do some mental health for ourselves.
Absolutely.
Here.
Absolutely.
That's what it's all about. And so that's what VFW. So if you're a veteran and you feel a little on an island out here, VFW might be that option for you to kind of bring you back in a little bit and get you back into feeling like you're part of life again. You know what I mean?
Yeah, a lot of our members, a lot of the members at the Post have expressed that to me. We've expressed that to each other. And we're not licensed therapists. We're not psychologists or anything like that. But like you said, the PTSD and and the needing a purpose, something to do. We're not therapists. We can't, I can't diagnose anybody. Nobody's going to diagnose me. But it's just that bond.
Yeah.
It's the camaraderie.
When people have chewed the same dirt you have, and you kind of look and think things from the same perspective, it certainly makes those things a lot easier. It's like, yeah, life stinks, but you get it like I get it. And so there's compassion and camaraderie there that it's like, and that's, and in a nutshell, any veteran you talk to, I don't care what service they're in, how long they served, there's always that mindset that, yeah, this sucks, but we're doing it together, and it sucks.
Embrace the
Therefore,
suck.
we'll get through it. So I don't care where you served, how long you served. You always have one of those moments in your service where you go through that, whether it's something simple like cleaning up a pile of trash or something.
Sweeping the motor pool.
Yeah. Or something more, life and death type things. But either way, that's how the military runs. It is that we train you for the worst possible scenario so you can keep a cool head in that thing. And sometimes life after that doesn't translate well for folks. And that's where VFW can help and things like that. That's where you can't think this way as a civilian now that you did in the military, but let's work together on how we can cope and find other avenues to kind of get what you need without, being a problem to others in society and things.
And that's, you said, think like a civilian now, or you hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
And being in the VFW, we're not military, but we are paramilitary.
Right.
We have a uniform. This isn't it, but we do have a uniform, and there's certain guidelines to it, but it's not as strict as military. And so it's very difficult to get out of the military, and you just can't. You're not going to turn off that military mindset.
That life's ingrained into you. Yeah.
It's ingrained, and you're not going to turn off the military mindset. So that's another thing, for me personally, being a member of the VFW has allowed me to take that military mindset and actually continue to use it.
Just to give people a case in point weird example, I'm going to guess, just, I don't know a whole lot about Jason's background and everything, but I do know that, being a veteran, I'm willing to guess you probably very rarely walk around town with anything in your right hand.
Very seldom. It's always in the left.
If you have stuff, it's in the left.
I'm not saluting anybody.
Because military people are ingrained to keep that free in case you're saluting. And I'm almost 50. I haven't been in the service in almost 30 years. And to this day, I still, if I have something in my right hand, I subconsciously throw it to my left.
Always in the left hand.
It's just because of that military training.
When I start walking, I start off with my left foot.
Left foot forward.
I start off with my left foot.
Yeah.
I walk with my my fingers curled and my thumbs.
Yeah, in that position of attention.
I'm walking in the position of attention, and and once in a while, somebody will notice that. Why do you walk with a clenched fist? Well, it's not a clenched fist. It's just how I walk.
Force of habit.
Force of habit.
It's just, and once that's ingrained into you, it's hard to kind of just stop doing it that way.
Very tough.
And so that just if you want to spot veterans, there's simple little things, real quick. It's not always haircut and things.
Not always. But I don't have any hair.
Yeah, but you go oh yeah, there's some military background behind that. You can just tell.
Definitely.
And that's the great kinship and let's face it, every one of us that have been in the military have done some of the dumbest things you've ever done, too. And there's comradeship in that as well, too. It's like, oh, yeah, have you ever had to paint rocks? I did. You know what I mean?
I had to one time, I got in trouble for I was in basic training, and I pulled a leaf off of a little tree, and a drill sergeant saw that. And now this was back when the drill sergeants could still yell at you and call you names and talk about your mama and everything else.
Oh,
and
yeah.
It didn't work out. I can't repeat everything the drill sergeant said.
Most can't.
Exactly. But I had to adopt that tree. That was my baby for the next 3 months. And I had to water it and yell at it. I had to go out and discipline my tree when it was too windy and the tree would wave too much. Yeah, that was my tree.
Isn't that funny, though?
It was hilarious.
I think I told this story on the radio, but when I was in basic, we had a guy that liked to sing. He'd just be walking and he'd sing, and of course the drill instructor would catch him, and it would not be good. And so after several of those incidents, he literally took that guy, put him in a wall locker that had, how they have those little vents at the top, and literally made the guy hang out there all afternoon, and every once in a while he'd go and throw a quarter in one of those slots and make the guy sing a song.
You turned him into a jukebox.
Yeah, and so that's just one of the family-friendly ones. There was a whole thing he did for your security key in Air Force. They at least back in the 90s, you had a security drawer where you keep your valuables, but it's always at the bottom of your locker display. And there's a padlock that's on there, and the key to the padlock is on a chain around your neck.
Yes, sir.
That chain around your neck does not come off your neck. Never.
Yep.
Not even to open said lock. So you got to bend down to pick it up. But whenever you're not using the lock directly or the key, you're supposed to tuck it in your shirt. And if you don't tuck it in, you're considered out of uniform.
Unauthorized propelling.
Yeah. So So every time there's a person caught with their key hanging out over their shirt, they get yelled at. But there was one guy that kept getting caught all the time, and for like 2 hours. And I can't repeat what he said, but he made the guy walk around basically holding his key up kind of like a noose, saying, "Suicide is not for me, blank, blank is the key." And then he had to go tell all the different recruits and everybody that was in the earshot about this statement. But that's exactly what you're talking about, the same kind of that military. Yeah, I don't think they do all that anymore in the military.
I don't think they do. I remember one guy having to duck walk. This was right at the beginning of basic training.
Yeah.
And duck walks.
Oh yeah.
Miserable on the thighs. One guy had to duck walk and cry real loud around a movie, the inside perimeter of a movie theater. And he had to cry because as he was doing jumping jacks, he was getting smoked.
Okay.
He started whimpering, and the drill sergeant made him do duck walks. And this poor lady was up there trying to talk about all of our, all of our military benefits and stuff. And he's walking around with his heads on his hand doing the duck walk.
It's hard to take the room seriously.
Real loud.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And then of course I started laughing, and that did not work out.
Oh yeah,
that did not work out.
That's the hardest part in basic and all that time is not laughing at some of the stuff. That was my biggest. You get more in trouble if you get caught laughing because, let's face it, instructors, TIs, DIs, whatever you call them, they're funny people.
They are, but they are stone cold too.
They are.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'd never forget the snake pit. That was our big when you go to the chow hall.
Oh man.
And of course, there's a whole thing. Procedures of going in and out of the chow hall and how you navigate. You just don't walk in and eat.
Absolutely not.
But anyway, there was always a table of drill instructors that would sit, and you'd have, no matter where you're at in the cafeteria, you're going to have to pass this table to eat. And depending on the moods of the instructors at the time eating the meal, some days you just sneak on through and go eat and about your day. But every once in a while, you go through there, one of them had behind, "Airman, come here."
Yep. I got in trouble for talking. I was at Fort Knox, Kentucky. That's where I did basic training. That's where the U.S. Armored, that's where all your tankers and Cav Scouts went to Fort Knox.
Okay.
Somewhere else different now, I don't know. But we had Marines there as well. And I was in the chow hall, and a Marine was sitting across from me, and this Marine were just eating as quickly as we could.
Yeah.
And the Marine looked up at me, and then I looked up at the Marine, like, why is this Marine staring at me? And the Marine, he was going through AIT.
Okay.
And he asked me a question. He said, "Hey, I'm taking this test tomorrow. It's the TCGST, Tank Crew Gunnery Evaluation Test. I can't remember what TCGST stands for." But he asked me a question, and so I looked, and I was like, okay, nobody's looking. I can tell this guy because I just learned it.
Right.
And I hear, "Come here, face." Face is what Drill Sergeant Graham called everybody. And if he called you face, so I'm like, oh,
you're not
me.
worthy of knowing your name yet. That's why he called you.
Exactly.
Face.
Your face. You don't have a name. You're just face.
Yeah.
Come here, face. Bring your little jarhead buddy with you. Oh, no. So me and my little jarhead buddy, we're just out there. We're talking to the drill sergeant, and he's asking us what's going on. And Drill Sergeant Graham dressed me down. Then here comes this Marine drill instructor. He dresses his soldier down, his Marine down. Well, the drill sergeant and the drill instructor from the Marine Corps, they wanted to have a contest to see which one could make our lives the most miserable.
Oh, man. They were trying to one-up each other.
They were trying to one-up each other, using us as the rope of this tug-of-war game that they were now playing.
Man. Yeah.
And it was 3 nights of just the most hell I've ever been through in my life.
Oh, my God.
Not good at all. I've never thrown up so much in my life. I'll put it to you that way. Yeah. Not fun.
But there's basic, and we all have those stories.
That was basic training.
It is. And of course, it's a different world now. But,
totally different world,
unfortunately. I don't even think they let you have irons anymore. But
I don't know.
But anyway, but if you're looking for something here to be part of and want to, that's what this VFW post is all about here. Tell folks when you meet and talk a little bit about, all that, the kind of joining and becoming and what the requirements are to become a VFW.
Okay. So we meet the last Thursday of every month.
Okay.
At 7 p.m. at Grace Community Church.
Okay. So you got one coming up, is it next Thursday?
We've got one coming up.
I think it's next
I'm going to say next Thursday, I'm going to say. Let's see here. What is this month? September still?
Yeah, I think it's next Thursday is the last Thursday.
It'll be the 29th.
Okay. Which is
2 weeks? Let's see. Today's the 19th. So 10 days.
10 days. Okay.
10 days. Like I said, 7 p.m., Grace Community Church, the last Thursday of every month.
Good deal.
That's when we meet. And You don't have to call. You don't have to make an appointment. Just show up.
Yeah.
We're always looking for members.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to do an annual membership, it's $45 a year.
Okay.
If you want to do a life membership, I don't know the exact, because the due for life membership is based on age. The younger you are, the more expensive it's going to be.
Sure.
I did mine when I was
Ideally, you're
like
gonna be
26 years old or something like that.
So they got you good.
Cost me a ton of money. Yeah. Basically, though, the membership qualifications. Okay. An honorable or a general discharge, or you could currently still be serving. So you don't have to be out of.
I didn't know you could be active and still serve.
Yeah, you could still be active.
Okay.
I've got one fellow. I've got one gentleman. I'm trying to get him to join. His wife's a member. I'm trying to get him to join. He's still active out at the National Guard unit.
Okay.
And as far as I know, I think his wife may be as well.
Oh, okay.
So you can still be serving. You can still be in the military as long as you got a combat patch.
Okay.
Okay. Service in a war, a campaign, or an expedition on foreign soils or hostile waters.
Okay.
For your Iraqi freedom guys, it's our Global War on Terrorism Expeditionary Medal, Vietnam Service Medal.
Okay.
Those things as well. That's a qualification.
And I know with some of those, if you pretty much served in the military during certain windows, you automatically qualify for some of those.
Absolutely.
Depending on your dates of service and things like that.
Like for Navy guys, I've talked to a few guys who were in the Navy, and they got injured. They were at Pearl Harbor or San Diego or wherever. They got injured, and so they couldn't go out on sea duty, but their boat entered hostile waters.
Gotcha.
They're still eligible.
Gotcha.
They weren't physically on the boat at the time, but they were assigned to that boat. That's their boat.
Sure.
They're still eligible.
That's where they serve.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
And also service in South Korea for, not just during the Korean War, but even now.
Because technically that war's never ended.
Exactly.
So any person that goes over to Korea to serve in a year remote, they're serving in a war zone.
Well, 30 consecutive days or 60 non-consecutive days in South Korea, you're eligible to join the VFW.
I know typically it's usually a 1 year tour when they send, at least in the Air Force. I don't know about the other.
It's usually, Army's usually 1 year. I know a few guys who miserably did 2 years. I never went, thank goodness.
I think generally if the only time they would let family go was if they did 2+. But that was kind of rare that they let a family go.
Yeah, and it's usually soldier sponsored.
Yeah.
You have to pay your rent, housing, everything. It's on you.
Yeah.
Getting them there, getting them back, it's on you.
Yeah. But there's a few circumstances where they will let that happen. Not very often.
Not very often.
Yeah.
Yep.
Interesting. But
a lot of
anyway,
those soldiers come back with wives.
This is if you don't have one, they've got a fine selection over there.
There we go.
got a taste for kimchi, and you might have a wife when you're done.
Yep. Oh yeah. Kimchi's not bad.
It's not. It smells much worse than it tastes.
Absolutely. Oh yeah.
But those are actually qualifiers for VFW here. So if please do your research. Maybe if you're interested in come out to the next Thursday meeting. If you happen to think about it, bring you a DD 214 with you. That'll tell you all of your service and everything on there, and that'll tell you real quick. I mean, if you're not sure, Jason or any of the folks there can look at that DD 214 real quick, and you qualify.
And a lot of people, a lot of folks who have been out for any extended amount of time. A lot of them they've lost their DD-214. Shame on you, by the way, if you've ever lost your DD-214.
I remember when I
ever do that.
When I separated, they were telling me, like, whatever you do,
yes,
I don't care if you do anything else, do not lose this copy of this DD-214.
They told us this is the most important piece of paper you'll ever own in your life.
Because they don't really keep it. I don't know about now, but they didn't keep files of those or anything. So
you can keep them down at the county courthouse.
Yeah, now you can register them as a public record, which they recommend you do, but if you lose it, you just can't make a phone call and get it again. There's a lot more paperwork involved.
It's a pain. So if you don't have a DD-214, get with me. I can
start that process.
I can start you the process. I can get you the paperwork of getting you your DD-214. Also, too, if you don't have a DD-214, if you have a certificate, anytime in the Army, anytime you got a medal, like an Army Achievement Medal, you got a certificate that
some
came
paperwork
with it.
to go with it, yeah.
Yeah, if you've got a certificate that says, this is your combat action medal, your combat action badge, your campaign medal, whatever, that works as well. Or now I don't know anybody who has any one of these, but an LES, a leave and earning statement.
Yeah.
If you have a leave and earning statement that shows hazard fire, hostile fire pay, or imminent
Some
danger
people
pay.
collect everything, though.
Some people do.
They might have a
You know,
stack of those sitting
that,
somewhere.
That works as well.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, it doesn't specifically have to be a DD-214.
But we know what it looks like when you get a check from serving in a war zone.
Exactly. Yeah, I got this LES. I lost my DD-214, but I still have this LES.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, and to be honest, when we were in the military, that was the incentive to be deployed. I know as young single GIs, if you're not married and attached, and they're like, "Hey, we're going to send a bunch of people to Kuwait," you're like, "Dude, tax free for how many months now?
For a year?
I'm gonna make some bank.
I'm going.
Oh yeah, and you got nothing to spend it on." Because there's literally nothing to do while you're there except work and hang out and tell stories.
When I was in Iraq, I bought cigarettes and chicken. I bought a lot of. I never ate so much chicken in my life.
Yeah,
but
I used to get cartons of cigarettes for like $6.
$5.
Yeah,
they were like like nice pins or something like that. Weird little names, but hey, you know what? They were $5 a carton.
And then if you had things like jeans, the TCIs would love to. If you had a pair of Levi's jeans, man, they'd pay top dollar for those things.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Another story for another day. But come out to the next meeting. Come out next Thursday to the next meeting. Come meet some of the veterans and everybody that serve there. And if you're looking for some camaraderie, some people that kind of probably look and think and feel a lot like you do sometimes, come on out to the VFW. You'll find that you'll probably find a lot of comradeship there, and then learn about all the different ways to serve, to be a part. Just come. It really. It's just a way to be plugged in with your veteran status and veteran. That's at the end of the day, it's a support system for you as much as it is a service organization to the people that the VFW serve.
And we've got a good group of guys, and we're planning some big things.
Good.
We're planning big things to be a part of.
Good deal.
So.
Well, I know you do have a couple fundraising events we want to just kind of put on people's radar real quick. Go ahead.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we've got a food drive coming up.
Okay.
November 6th and November 7th.
Okay. Right, and it's for the Thanksgiving holidays.
That's why we're doing it. To help out with the again, a community activity to help out with the folks who are needy during the holidays. There's some unfortunate.
And there's probably a lot of veterans in that group of need because
probably
you know as well as I do, veterans aren't the most forthcoming when it comes to asking for help.
Nope, they'd rather
beat us in the head, upside our head to finally take help.
We don't like to go to the doctor. We don't like to ask for help. We don't. Yeah, nope.
It's an MO.
Yeah, it is exactly, and it's a little bit of pride, you know. And so we're having this food drive on November 6th and November 7th from 8 to 5. And it's going to be out at Fire Station number 1.
Okay.
Right out there on Pennsylvania.
Fire
South
department's
Pennsylvania.
always awesome with helping out, especially with veteran-related things and stuff. Whenever we do flag retirements and stuff, those guys hang out and help with all of that. They because I'm guessing there's probably quite a few veterans amongst that firehouse themselves.
I would imagine. So
exactly
I might take it as an opportunity to do a little bit of recruiting.
You might, yeah. I bet there's a lot of prior service in that firehouse.
Sir. Yeah. Yes, sir. So a lot of it, we're going to be out there doing that. And we also have our parade coming up November 12th.
Yes, the Veterans Parade.
The Veterans Day Parade that us and the American Legion Posts have been planning and working hard to get done. So hopefully, and we'll have some fundraising activities, some vendor booths set up at the Wool Bowl.
Yeah.
Out there.
Yeah, so hopefully, folks, when you come out for the Veterans Day Parade here in November, come out the courthouse lawn and partake in the ceremonies and the parade. But the party fun is actually going to be happening right after at the Wool Bowl. So
definitely.
As soon as everyone kind of conglomerates back at the Wool Bowl, come on out. We're hoping to have some National Guards cool stuff out there.
Yeah, some vehicles, maybe an invisible jet or two.
Yeah, of course, food and stuff for people to do and check out. If you're a nonprofit or a organization that wants to set up shop out there, reach out. We'd love to have you.
Yeah, definitely.
It's as much a celebration. I mean, the beginning when we get the speeches and all of that, it gets a little dry and eye or here. But once we get down there, it's just us, vets being vets.
And we're going to have a booth set up out there. We're going to be doing a poppy drive, doing some recruiting, doing some fundraising. I'm going to have some T-shirts to sell, and
good deal.
And so it'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah. Come be a part. Come out next Thursday to the VFW meeting. Again, what time does that start at Grace Community Church?
Grace Community Church at 7 p.m.
7 p.m.
Last Thursday of every month.
Yeah, and so it just so happens to be next Thursday here. So
now, November, December, if the last Thursdays, is going to fall on
might be
Thanksgiving,
holidays.
Christmas, that is going to change.
Okay.
And so my phone number is 575-910-1860.
Okay.
So please give me a call, shoot me a text.
And
anytime.
I know you guys do have a VFW 12184 Facebook page as well, too.
We do have a Facebook page. We also have a LinkedIn page.
Okay,
as
so
well.
if you prefer to do communications that way, shoot a message through either one of those.
Yep.
And Jason or someone will get back to you pretty quick.
Yeah, I've got a guy who runs our Facebook page, and he's on it. And he's
if you don't remember 12184, because I know that just doesn't roll off the tongue.
12184.
Yeah, just if you put VFW Roswell, New Mexico, something like that, it'll pop right up in the search there.
Yes,
for Facebook, or I'm sure LinkedIn as well.
I think Google. Yeah, Google now. I set that up. I wasn't too sure how it was working, but obviously it works. I got a phone call a few days ago from a
Proof's
guy
in that pudding, right?
Yeah, coming from El Paso. I need a place to watch the football games. Like, we don't have that yet, but But so yeah, you can Google Roswell, New Mexico, VFW.
That's always part of it too. And that I'm not going to lie, just being an American Legion post that doesn't have a bar, it's sure a lot harder to recruit when you don't have one, because that's that's part of the veteran camaraderie is sitting around having a beer and swapping stories. That's just part of the fun.
But the way I see it, the bar, the canteen and all that. That's the cake.
Yeah.
Okay. And everybody wants to.
You got to eat the meat first.
Everybody, Well, everybody wants to eat the cake.
Yeah.
But you got to help me bake it.
That's right.
We're in the process of baking that cake. So come on out and help us.
We're collecting the eggs and the flour and the sugar right now. Come help us get that. And then we'll start putting it together. But
Definitely.
but that's when I said it takes more people. So if you're a veteran out there and you're really looking to get involved and to have some fun and to meet some people that probably share a lot of the same kind of passions that you do, come out next Thursday. Come be a part of it. Come hear what is going on there, and who knows, you might just found your new passion. And because
definitely.
That's something. It's a lifestyle as much as it is. You put in as much as you put out, just like anything else you do.
Absolutely.
But
Absolutely.
it legit could be where you've got new circles of friends, a new support system for you and your family. So.
And and huge kudos to the community. Roswell is very veteran friendly, and I know that there's a lot of there's businesses, there's people here in Roswell. If not for them, we would not. When we first started off, we were like stray dogs looking for a place to take a nap.
Sure.
Can we have a meeting here? Can we use your building for a meeting?
Yeah.
Grace Community Church, they've let us use their rooms
they're
now.
They're a great church.
Oh, they're amazing.
They do a lot of great work, not only just at the church, but for the community as well.
Definitely.
Their Celebrate Recovery program, they're home to all of that too, which is, again, a separate program, but Grace Community Church says, "Come, we'll let our home be your home," and that's what they do.
They let us use their room to meet. There's businesses out there that have been very kind to us, and if not for those places, we wouldn't be where we are today.
Yeah.
But we still have a long ways to go.
Sure.
We
need more of them, but thank you to all the ones that have been stepping up and keeping everything afloat. So
definitely.
Absolutely. Well, good deal. Well, as always, appreciate the visit, Jason. We'll see you next month here.
Yes, thank you.
And by that time, we're going to be hot and heavy in the Veterans Parade and Halloween and all kind of stuff going on.
Yes,
so
what is it, September? So, October. And
it'll be pretty busy right around that time.
It's going to get going.
But I believe, by the way, for folks that are interested, the next Veterans Parade meeting is tomorrow.
It's going to be tomorrow.
And it'll be here, I believe, at this office we're standing in right now. Actually.
I think so.
The JP White building.
I want to say 6 o'clock.
Yeah, I want to say you're right too. My wife is on that committee, but she's been a little busy. So, but I think everything's back tomorrow.
I think so. Yeah.
Good deal. Well, Jason, appreciate the visit.
Thanks, Mike. Appreciate you.
We'll see you next time, and thank you for your service. And
thank you.
Tell everyone at the VFW Post as well. We thank them for their service, and God bless each and every one of them.
Absolutely. Thank you, sir.
Awesome.
Appreciate the time.
It is 9:54. We got just enough time to play a little news and a few commercials to pay for lunch before we go. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Now with your Pecos Valley News Update, I'm Jared Sorello. The City of Roswell Solid Waste Department is asking local residents to be aware of the danger of throwing away lithium batteries with your other trash. When damaged, a lithium battery can catch fire and cause other trash around it to catch fire. Lithium batteries are used to power many electronic items, from cell phones and cameras to even some toys. When disposing of lithium batteries, the city is saying you should not place those batteries with regular household trash. The that's put out in your rollout dumpster or alley dumpsters for pickup by sanitation trucks. Instead, the batteries should be taken to the municipal landfill on Brasher Road, where they can be placed free of charge in a container designated for household hazardous waste, which the Solid Waste Department will then properly dispose of. 3 people have died tragically after a terrible crash early Sunday morning in Roswell. It happened on North Main Street near Linda Vista Boulevard. Both vehicles burst into flames right after the impact, and at this point, the names of the victims are not yet known. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason. The value of the U.S. dollar has been on a tear for more than a year against numerous other currencies.
The dollar is hovering close to its highest level in more than 2 decades against a key index measuring 6 major currencies. Many professional investors don't expect the dollar to ease off anytime soon. Its rise makes an impact on nearly everyone, even those who will never travel beyond U.S. borders. The strength helps to limit inflation, but it can also hurt profits for many U.S. companies.
Correspondent Jeremy House. A lower open this morning for Wall Street as the market braces itself for another big interest rate hike by the Federal Reserve. Markets are looking ahead to Wednesday when the Fed will announce its latest decision on rates. It's expected to raise its benchmark rate another 0.75 percentage point in its fight against inflation. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason.
This is the owner of Trustmark Roofing, and nothing makes us happier than telling our customers no. As in, no pricing games. We give you a guaranteed price, and then we stand by it. No surprises, no gotchas. No obscurity. We don't just tell you what's wrong with your roof. We record our inspections and show you. No lemons. We install premium roofing materials from top brands like Owens Corning. No shortcuts. We're in the 2% of roofers with the Owens Corning Preferred Contractor Certificate for our local area. This means we offer precision installation and the longest warranties. Want a beautiful new roof that's built to last? Choose Trustmark Roofing, the roofer that loves to tell our customers no. For an estimate, call us at 575-755-ROOF or find us online at trustmarkroofpros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
Exciting news from Richland Motors on West 2nd in Roswell. Here's Richland sales manager Freddie Souza to tell you all about it.
Hey, Freddie Souza here, and our lot is finally full. We have both new and used vehicles with a wide variety to choose from. Whether you want economical or top of the line, we have it. And something we haven't seen in nearly 2 years, a large selection of brand new trucks straight from the factory. And Richland Motors is one of the only dealerships with zero markup on new trucks. So hurry in today to Richland because we're not sure how long they'll last.
Make your way to Richland on West 2nd in Roswell for your next vehicle. Se habla español.
Come on down. The Price is Right sales event is on at Roswell Nissan with a showcase showdown of amazing savings like a 2020 Nissan Sentra for just $289 a month, 2020 Nissan Versa for just $249 a month, or a 2014 Toyota Avalon for just $219 a month. Plus 0 down and no payments for 90 days available. If you got a job, a bank account, and a down payment or trade, Roswell Nissan can make it happen. The Price is Right sales event all month long at Roswell Nissan, 2111 West 2nd. Don't forget to have your pets spayed and neutered.
At LeGrand Funeral Chapel, we believe that every funeral should be a reflection of the life it honors. The joys, the triumphs, the faith, the family, and so much more. For us, no detail is too small, no request too big. This is Rosa Aguilar. When the time comes to choose a funeral home, we hope you'll let us serve your family. At LeGrand Funeral Chapel and Crematory, we make it personal.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. There are 293 ways to make change for $1. Try all 293 on the guy who keeps borrowing money from you. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is closing in on 10 o'clock. That's going to do it for us. If you missed any part of the show, check it out at your leisure, ksvptv.com. Or you can go to YouTube and find everything there, or our 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM Facebook wall. You're listening to 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, Roswell, New Mexico.